Hey, Sergeant. I was just passing by outside and I looked in the window and I said to myself, that looks like Sergeant Carter. And you know what?
What?
It was you.
Sit down, Pyle.
You really want me to?
Why not?
I was on my way back to the base. I just seen a fine double feature. Both of them was ice skating pictures with that Vera Haruba Ralston. You know, I wished I could see more of her pictures. She acts real good.
Vera...
I was on my way back to the bus, and I looked in the window and I said to myself...
You know something, Pyle?
What, Sergeant?
That's the story of our lives. Old movies, a cup of coffee and a joint like this, and then back to the base.
Yeah. And I sure do love it, too.
Wait till you've been in 14 years. Wait till the glamour's worn off and the shine on the brass buttons. Wait till you see the fellas in the pinstripe suits getting all the girls.
Well, I don't know any girl that wouldn't be proud to go out with you, Sergeant.
Well, I do. Tonight I had a date with a beast. A beast. I hated myself for it. And she stood me up.
Well, good thing I come along, huh?
It ain't me, Pyle. It's the uniform. Women go for the big spenders. The insurance salesmen, the druggists, the butchers.
No, you're wrong, Sergeant. Well, I know
I'm
girls...
right, and I had it up to here. Pyle, I'm getting out.
Do you feel all right, Sergeant?
My enlistment's up in 3 days, and I'm not signing on again. That's it, period. No more Marines, through.
Well, you just plain can't do that, Sergeant.
Can't I? Pyle, I've had an offer. The Anaheim Police Department, motorcycle officer. Of course, it's just a 3-wheeler at first, but I can work my way up. And nobody, Pyle, nobody stands up a motorcycle officer.
Sorry, Sergeant, but the men ain't gonna stand for that.
What, man? Platoon? That bunch of goof-offs. You think they care?
Well, Sergeant, you've been with us ever since boot camp. I don't know how we'd get along without you.
Ah, come on. I'm just a loud voice that yells at you. That's all.
You come on back to the base with me, Sergeant, and I'll prove you're wrong. Wait till the men hear. You will see.
And they want me to stay? Knock it off.
Come on. Let me prove it to you. Come on back with me.
No, go on.
Come on, Sergeant, please. Just let me show you how the news that you're gonna leave's gonna affect them.
Well...
I'll prove it. Do you remember what you said back when we was just recruits? How you was gonna be our mama and our daddy? Why, you're one of the family. You can't leave us. The men would feel terrible. Now, you wait right here, Sergeant, till I tell them, and you're gonna hear how bad they gonna feel about it.
Look, Pyle, wait until morning. They're all asleep.
No, Sergeant, they'd never forgive me. Now, you just hold the door open right here. Hey, everybody.
Gomer,
I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have something really important to tell you. Some mighty sad news. You know, Sergeant Carter's enlistment's up in 3 days, and, well, he says he's going to quit us and go back to civilian life.
Knock it off! So you're glad to be rid of me, huh? Well, not half as glad as I am to stop playing nursemaid to a bunch of runny-nosed civilians in Marine uniforms. So laugh it up, you clowns. But the last laugh goes to me. Ex-Sergeant Carter. Ha! One of the family. You knucklehead.
Hey, Gomer. Gomer, what's the idea? What was that, a gag?
I'm sorry, fellers. I was in town and I run into Sergeant Carter, and he was feeling so low, and he said how he wasn't going to re-enlist again. And I told him, you all sure would be sorry to hear about that. And he said he didn't believe me. And I said I'd prove it. And he said I was wrong. And I said, come on. And we did, and I was. Wrong, I mean.
And each time you go down there, I want to see you eat that dirt. Let me know you've been there. And when we finish this, I'll think of something else.
We could get a sergeant like that.
Well, Carter made you do push-ups.
Yeah, well, what it is we're used to him. I mean, you can get used to anything. You know, floods, tornadoes, volcanoes. You can live with them. This particular eruption of ours, we're used to him.
Who knows what the next one's going to be like?
Yeah, that's just it. That's what worries me. That's an awful thing to live with, the fear of the unknown.
Sure is. Back home we had this bottomless lake, you know, and wouldn't nobody go in swimming in it on account of it was bottomless. Well, one summer we didn't have much rain and it dried up. It wasn't more than 8 feet deep, I found out.
What does that prove?
Well, it just seems to sort of fit in.
Well, we got to look at this thing. He's a monster, but at least he's our monster. Who knows what we'd get next?
Yeah, we gotta keep him. We have to find a way to keep him.
I kept telling you fellers that.
So how do we change his mind?
I don't see how he can leave us with us needing him like we do.
Maybe we just kind of goof up a little, you know?
Yeah, like we still needed him around for everything.
Yeah, for drilling or whatever.
Hey, that's a good idea, Duke. Real good.
Yeah. If we goof, he'll have to stay on because he wouldn't want to turn over a fouled-up platoon to some new sergeant.
Hey, that's real good, Duke. How you think of things like that?
All right, secure that gear and fall into the rear of the barracks. That's all of you. Let's move it.
All right, you guys got the picture? Operation Foul-Up. Let's try it and see. Let's spread the word.
Hey, you guys!
Get in step, get in step. Squad, halt! Wow. All of a sudden, my brave little band can't even march. You need a refresher in close order drill? Well, do ya?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes, Sergeant.
Knock it off! You're in attention! All right, you people need close order drill. I'll drill you till your tongues hang out. Forward! Hard! Right flag! Hard! To the right flag! Hard! Get in step! Get in step! Get in step! To the rear! Hard! As you were! Forward! Hard! Well, well, well.
Sure looks like we need some more drilling, Sergeant. Sure looks like it. I know I need some more. Couldn't you use some?
Knock it off! Now you hear this, you knuckleheads. I'm gonna be with you 2 more days, just 2 days. I wish I could get out today, but I can't. And I'll tell you something else. I would hate to be the sergeant taking over this broken down, miserable, fouled up, no good excuse for a platoon. This has.
Okay. Operation Foul-Up didn't work.
I still think it was a good idea, Duke.
Yeah, but it didn't work, Gomer. It backfired. Now what we got to do is use the lessons the sergeant taught us. Analyze our opponent, probe for his weak point, and then attack.
How you think all them things to say, Duke? You know what, you're a leader.
Yeah.
What is the sergeant's weak point?
He ain't got none.
Oh, yes, he does. And you know what it is? Women. And what's more apt to build up his morale and make him sign up again than a real gorgeous chick right here on the base that's crazy about him?
Well, do you have anyone in mind?
Yep. That new gorgeous gal that's working in administration.
Gee, I don't know. She looks pretty frosty.
She was real warm to me.
You asked her for a date, Gomer?
No, for some manila envelopes for the morning reports.
You better think of something else.
No. We don't have time. Now, this chick is a Marine. With a few variations, but a Marine. Now, would a Marine allow the Corps to lose a man like Sergeant Carter when it's just a matter of going out with him for one night?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
You want me to go out with that wolf? Look, I happen to be going steady with a gunnery sergeant who wouldn't appreciate my dating Vince Carter at all. So it's out.
Is he here on the base?
He's on a convoy, but he'll be back tomorrow.
Perfect, no problem.
Except I won't do it.
Sally, when you were a little girl, didn't you ever want to be a nurse?
Well, I don't know why.
Well, now your chance has come. You're a nurse helping a sick man. A man with a high fever get through his hour of crisis. It's the re-enlistment fever. Pull him through the night and he'll be saved to the Marine Corps. And Sally, You'll have our undying gratitude.
Why, I never heard nothing so well said in all my put-togethers.
Well, I don't know.
Come on, Sally. We'll stick real close.
Well, if you stick so close, we're never really alone.
Sure, we'll kind of watch from a distance. And you're not committing yourself to anything. It's one date.
One date. But you stick real close because what other girls have told me about Sergeant Carter.
Lies, lies, all lies.
He's a fine man, Sergeant Carter. He's got an honest, trusting face.
I told you I had plans.
See, fellas, didn't I tell you Sergeant would have big plans his last night as a Marine?
I guess we should have known, that's all.
There's something else you should have known. I wouldn't go out with you donkeys if I had nothing else to do, which I had.
Well, we weren't asking you to go out with us, Sergeant.
Well, it makes no difference, of course, since he has plans. Gee, I kind of hate to go back and tell her the bad news.
Her? Who? Who's her?
Well, you got plans. Come on, fellas.
Who are you talking about?
She's new here on the base, Sergeant. She's real pretty, though, real pretty. She knows all about you. She even said that you...
She's shy, Sarge, very shy.
Who's she?
Well, since you're busy, I just don't think it's fair to her to say. Come on, fellas, let's go over to Major Steele's office and tell her.
Major Steele's office? Not that new girl who works for Major Steele.
Yeah, ain't she pretty, Sergeant?
A bunch of wise guys, huh? I couldn't even get that girl to say hello to me.
Well, there you are, Sarge. She's shy, very shy.
Ah, come off it.
Your masculinity frightened her.
Yeah, Sergeant, and you got a lot of that. Masculinity, I mean.
Well, I couldn't be.
Ah, look, why argue? Sensational girl flips and he's not interested. Come on, fellas.
Wait a minute, will you? Look, if this is on the level, I could change my plans.
Sergeant Carter, you are a kind man.
We'll go tell her, Sarge.
Yeah, as soon as I grab a shower and a shave, I'll be right there, huh? Where'd I meet her?
At the Enlisted Men's Club.
I'll be right there.
But go easy with her, Sarge. She's very shy.
Sure.
I sure hope you'll go through this, Sergeant. She sure is counting on.
Sally, I think you know Sergeant Carter. Sergeant Carter, this is Corporal Sally Peters.
How do you do, Sergeant?
Hello? Why don't you make it, Vince?
You two should get along real good together. Both of you being Marines.
I'll see you guys. Well, Sally, where would you like to go?
Well, the Green Light is a good place to eat and dance. Why don't we go to the Green Light? Okay, Sergeant?
Vince.
I don't know. I just don't feel the same way about a civilian as I do about a Marine. You know what I mean, huh, Vince?
Say that again.
The whole thing?
Just Vince.
Well, so far, so good. Hey, we don't have to just stand here. Let's scout some of this action, Larry. Gomer, keep your eye on the Sarge, okay? Okay, buddy. Come on.
Because I think the Marine Corps is the finest career for a man there is. Don't you? Excuse me. I'd like to go powder my nose.
Oh, sure.
Hey, Sergeant.
Pyle, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just happened to stop in for a bite to eat. How's it going?
Fine.
She's a nice lady Marine, ain't she? She likes you, huh?
What? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll see you, Pyle.
Right.
Look, I got a great deal for you. There's a triple feature playing down the street.
No.
Yeah. A John Hall Maria Montez festival. How about it?
They take off their parts real good.
Why don't you catch it, huh? I mean, you don't want to hang around here all the time, do you? You can see me every day, right?
Up until tomorrow when you join the Anaheim Police.
Well, I'm not too sure about that. Sally and I just met, but...
You mean you're gonna sign on again, Sergeant? Why, that's just about the best news a fella ever heard.
Listen, Pyle, I'm starting to get someplace with this shy little dish, and if I could just be alone with her for a minute, you know what I mean, Gomer? Go now.
Okay, Sergeant.
Here she comes. I'm gonna dance with her. Just be gone when I get back.
Right.
Well...
Hi, Sally.
Hello.
Hi, Sergeant.
Nice little party you got going on here.
Ain't it though? It's real nice.
Real operator, your friend.
Oh, girls just go out of their mind over him.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I thought she was going steady.
She is, but he won't be back till tomorrow.
Hank!
Sorry if I got back too soon.
Oh, this isn't what you think
Oh,
it
well,
is.
that's good. What is it?
Well, I'll have to tell you later.
Who is this joker, baby?
Got a message for you, lover boy.
Hank!
Oh, come on. I got a lot to say to you.
What was that all about?
That must be the fella she's going steady with, wouldn't you say?
Gomer! She's going steady?
Well, she did mention it when we asked her to go out with you.
A bunch of jokers, huh? You set this all up just to see me get clobbered, is that it?
Why, we never. But it worked out good with you deciding to re-enlist again.
Me spend another 3 years with you, jokers? Are you kidding?
You mean you changed your mind again? You gonna quit us?
As of 12 o'clock tomorrow, if you ever want to see me again, come to Anaheim. I'll give you a parking ticket.
Fellas, I really think he means it this time.
Huh. Not bad, huh?
Sharp. Real sharp.
Well, Cuccinelli, now it's just a matter of the clock. In exactly 4 minutes, I will be out of the Marine Corps.
Your watch is slow. You're already out.
Yeah?
How's it feel?
Good. Real good.
Sure.
I'm really out, huh? Hey, here. Why don't you take my dress blues, huh?
You keep them, Vince. You know, if you should change your mind, you still got 24 hours to sign up again.
I'm not changing my mind. I've had it.
Sure. Sure, Vince, sure. But just in case. You saying goodbye to your platoon?
Why should I?
Well, I'll expect it. Go on.
After what they did to me?
Vince. Okay, you're getting out, but do it with class. You don't just walk away from your men.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. It'll be a pleasure to say goodbye to those meatheads.
They're waiting for you. Go ahead.
You just wait. He still may change his mind. I know Sergeant Carter. He wouldn't quit us. No, sir.
Gomer, he walked. Face it. Who needs him?
Hey, it's Sergeant Carter. Hi, Sergeant.
What are you yelling about, Gomer? All I see is a civilian.
Well, boys, this is it. I just came to say goodbye. In spite of everything,
In spite of what? You wanted to quit, so you quit.
I have every right.
Sure. He's doing the patriotic thing, fellas. By chalking tires at Anaheim, he's releasing an able-bodied woman for duty with the Marine Corps.
All right, wise guys, you will treat me with respect.
I think you're overparked.
That's a real nice jacket, Sergeant.
Now, look, if you think
I can't hear you.
I said, if you think
All together, fellas.
I can't hear you.
Sure am gonna miss him. Why, he went all the way through boot camp infantry training with us. Sure gonna miss him.
Well, don't you understand, Gomer? We didn't quit him, he quit us.
All right, listen up.
Knock it off, civilian.
I said listen up. When your platoon sergeant enters the barracks, you will give him your immediate and silent attention.
There's just one little mistake there, buddy. You are not a sergeant. In 14 more years at Anaheim, you might work your way back up to a corporal. But as of now, you're just a man with a fat neck and a red face and a funny jacket.
I like that jacket, Sergeant.
Pyle. Can you read, Pyle?
I can read real good. Not fast, but good.
Well, read this.
Ten Hut! He re-enlisted. The sergeant, he re-enlisted.
Huh?
On your feet! All right. You know what it's gonna be like around here? Well, I will tell you. Just picture everything that has gone before as a little pink tea party with lady fingers. But from now on, you are going to shape up. And the man with the fat neck and the red face and the funny jacket is gonna be on your back every minute of every day. Before I'm through with you, you will... What are you grinning about, Pyle?
Sure seems like old times, don't it, Sergeant?
Wipe that smile off your face.
Yes, sir.
All of you, wipe them smiles off your faces. Do you hear me? I said wipe them off. The platoon is going to shape up. I will have order here.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hello, Pyle.
I was passing by outside there and I looked in the window and I said to myself, that looks like Sergeant Carter. And you know what?
It was me.
Yeah.
You headed back to the base?
Yeah, but I can sit with you for a minute.
Oh.
This really is kind of a lonely life. That's the reason I admire you so much for signing on again. That's the reason I wanted to say to you that...
20 minutes, baby?
That's the reason I wanted to say to you. Did Sally introduce you?
Sally? What's she got to do with it?
Well, I knew how bad she felt about what happened, and with her being spoken for and all, I just thought that she...
I can operate on my own, Pyle. What's this girl got to do with Sally?
Nothing. But Hank, that big sergeant that took that punch at you, that's his little sister.
It will be the first official visit to this country by the Princess Sanakawa, and she will be the guest of various military installations, among them the local Marine base at Camp Henderson. Now, what has all this got to do with you, Sergeant? The Princess will be here at the end of the week. We're going to need an honor guard, and since you have the highest-ranking platoon at this time, I've decided we pick our honor guard from among your men.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
There are enough men in your outfit who own dress blue uniforms for the occasion.
Yes, sir. I'm sure of it.
Of course. I'm sure your men have enough pride to want to own a set.
Yes, sir.
Good. I want you to pick 4 of your best men, straight, sharp, and all Marine.
Aye, aye, sir.
With a platoon like yours, you probably can vouch for every single man in your outfit.
Yes, sir. I can vouch for every single man in my outfit.
Good.
That is, I can vouch for almost every single man in my outfit.
Heads, tails, and tails. And thank you for the contribution. Any more suckers?
Golly. Golly, Duke, you sure are lucky. Where'd you get all that luck? You must eat a whole lot of chickpeas on New Year's Eve.
Well, it's not only luck, Gomer. It's luck, good looks, intelligence, charm. Let me see. Have I left anything out? Oh, yes. Modesty.
I don't know about them other things, but you sure are lucky.
I'll take you on, Duke.
Gladly, Larry. You ready?
Yeah.
Shake 'em up.
Got him.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Heads. Tails.
Tails. Tails. Heads. Tails. More?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shake 'em up.
Ready?
Yeah.
Heads. Tails. Heads. Heads. Tails. Tails. Suddenly not so lucky, huh, Duke?
Hold on. What's happening here?
How you doing, Mr. Lucky?
Not so good all of a sudden. Put 'em up again, Larry.
All right.
Shake 'em up. Ready?
Yeah.
Tails. Tails. And heads.
Not so good. That ain't bad. Golly, you got Lady Luck smiling at you all the time, hadn't you, Duke?
Let's go again.
Sure. Shake 'em up.
Got 'em.
You ready?
Yeah.
Heads.
Tails. Heads. Tails. Tails. And heads.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Gomer?
What?
Come here a minute, buddy.
What do you want?
Come here. Stand right here. Get 'em up again, Larry. Get 'em up.
All right.
Heads. Tails. 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 And heads. That's it.
What's it?
You, Gomer, you're my good luck piece.
I'm your what?
You move away, I lose. You stand by my side, I win. You're my good luck charm. How about that?
Oh, gone, Duke.
I'm not kidding, Gomer. I don't know what it is, but you give off sparks. Vibrations come out of you.
Shazam! You reckon it's that new deodorant I've been using?
Guys, Sergeant's on his way.
Sure. I don't know what it is, but there's a peculiar atmosphere in here.
Could be me, Sergeant. We was just talking about it.
Forget it. All right, listen up. Now, battalion headquarters wants an honor guard to meet a special guest this week. How many of you jokers have got dress blues? Hands. That's it? You're kidding. Just 3 of you? I gotta have 4 men and they gotta have dress blues.
Sergeant?
Morrison, don't you have a set of dress blues?
I'm sorry, Sarge. I ordered a set some time ago, but I hadn't been able to get up the money to pick them up.
Boy, this is beautiful. Just beautiful. Now, I gotta go back to the colonel and say, sorry, sir, we can't make up the honor guard. We don't have a thing to wear. I know they're optional. You don't have to buy a dress blue uniform, but you think you'd have enough pride to want on a set.
Sergeant?
Do you knuckleheads know what an honor this is to be picked for an honor guard? Huh? Do you? And we can't take it because only 3 of you have got dress blues.
Sergeant?
Well, you'd think with all the money you spend on dames and gambling and materialistic stuff, you'd think you could set aside $45, huh? A measly $45 for a set of dress blues.
Sergeant?
Boy, this is humiliating. It's downright humiliating.
Sergeant?
Pyle, what is it?
I'm getting a set of them there dress blues.
What?
I've already got them ordered and everything. I've saved all my money and I'm supposed to pick them up Saturday morning. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So you've got your 4 men now, Sergeant. This is your lucky day.
Pyle, knock it off. It's not just the dress blues. You got to be sharp on your manual of arms. And I've got a hunch that you are not sharp on your manual of arms. So forget it, Pyle. Just forget it.
What's this, Sergeant? Attention! Forward, arms. Order, arms. Inspection, arms. I was just cleaning it, Sergeant. That won't happen again. I guarantee you that. Don't you worry about a thing, Sergeant. gonna be all right.
Honestly, you sure you can't get that set of dress blues?
I'm sure, Sarge. I'm broke.
Well, can't you get some money somewhere? Can't you put your hands on $45?
I sure doubt it.
No. No.
I wonder what causes fire.
Sarge, you're gonna wear yourself out. Relax.
Relax. Relax, he says. There's a princess coming to this base on Saturday, and meeting her will be an honor guard, including one Private Gomer Pyle, who's liable to pull the bolt out of his rifle or drop it altogether. He might even walk up to her and say, "Hi, ma'am. Hi, y'all." Gomer says, "Hey, relax."
So tell him he can't be in it. What's the big problem?
The problem is I promised the colonel 4 men all wearing dress blues. He's the only other guy with a uniform, so I may have to use him.
Oh, you don't want to do that?
I do not. Now, what I gotta do is I gotta get another guy for the honor guard, and I gotta buy him a uniform. Nick, are you sure that you don't have...
asked me, Sarge. I'm broke.
Broke. Broke. Everybody's broke. It would have to be the end of the month. Well, we gotta scare up $45 by Saturday. So you and me are going on a little hunting expedition.
Oh, let's
Yeah, get everything you can get. Dollars, quarters, beg on the streets for pennies if you have to. We need $45 to buy Morrison his uniform.
But listen, Sarge, maybe
I do not want Gomer Pyle in this honor guard. Do you understand? Well, he can foul up. He can foul up something terrible. He could accidentally shoot that princess and start a war.
Come on, Sarge. Now, look.
Come in.
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
Well, after you left the barracks this morning, I got to thinking that you might be worried how I do in that there honor guard, so I just come by here to set your mind at ease.
Yeah?
Uh-huh, watch this. I've been practicing and practicing. Attention! Forward, arms. Order, arms. Present, arms. I'll keep practicing. Never happened before. Sorry, Sergeant.
Get the money, get the money.
Come on, Gomer, why won't you?
I told you, Duke, I want to stay here and practice my manual arms. Besides, I ain't sure I rightly approve of what you're about to do.
Well, what's so terrible? All you gotta do is stand by my side all the time I'm shooting craps. You're my good luck charm. You'll help me win.
Well, I don't think I approve. Winning's from gambling's ill-gotten gains.
Come on, Gome.
I can't, Duke. Besides, there's this princess that's coming to visit all the way from the old country. And I want to look real good in that there honor guard. Watch this.
Oh.
Attention. Right shoulder, arm. Right face. Sorry, Duke. I'm truly sorry.
It's all right, Gome.
Golly, did I hurt you?
Not as much as you hurt me if you don't come in town with me.
Gosh, I feel as if I owe it to you now.
Will you, please, huh?
Well,
Attaboy, Gomer, you're a real buddy.
well, I want to get back in time to practice some more.
Oh, you will.
I don't want to stay out too late.
We won't.
I don't rightly approve.
I know.
Still gotten gains.
Right, ill-gotten gains.
Ain't the point of 6. Find the point of 6. The shooter wants 6. 4. The shooter wants 6.
Coming for 3.
7 out the line. Next shooter.
Hand me those devil's bones and stand back. Be good to me, little ivory babies. Oh, I almost forgot. My good luck charm, fellas.
All right. What are you shooting?
Shoot the 20.
$20. You paid it. Let them roll. 5. 5 is the number.
Little Phoebe, keep me loose. Come on, 3, catch a deuce.
5 right. The line.
Shall we all go for another ride, fellas?
What are you shooting this
Yeah,
time?
I'll go. Shoot the works.
Shoot 40. You paid it.
Just a little insurance. Yeah!
7, a winner.
A little gift from heaven. Who's hot now, fellas, huh? Shoot it all, shoot it all. Let's go. You're so good to me, baby. Here we go. Yeah!
6, the shooter wants 6.
6. Is that all right, fellas? Here we go. Yeah!
5, the shooter wants 6. 5? 6 is the number. The shooter wants 6.
Come on, 6.
7 and out.
No.
Next shooter.
Gomer, what happened? Where'd you go?
Well, I got bored over there just watching, so I come over here and was practicing my manual arms.
That's great. You know what happened while you were here practicing? I lost everything.
You didn't.
I did, Gomer. I blew the whole roll. You were supposed to stick by me, bring me luck.
Well, I'm sorry, Duke.
A lot of good that does me. You got any money?
Well, yeah, but
How much you got, Gomer?
Well, I got $45.
Let me have it, will you, Gomer? Please, let me have it.
Well, I couldn't do that, Duke. That's the money from a dress blues, and I'm supposed to pick them up in the morning.
I'll double it. I guarantee it. I'll win you enough to buy 2 sets of dress blues.
Well, I don't know, Duke.
Come on, Gomer. It's the least you can do. You walked away and broke the spell.
Well...
You admit you walked away and broke the spell, don't you? I was winning all the time you were standing there. The minute you walked away, boom, I lost.
Well...
Come on, Gomer. It's a sure thing. You're my lucky partner.
Well, what makes you so sure you gonna win?
How can I lose with Lucky Boy by my side?
Well...
Come on, Gomer.
I'm not sure I rightly approve of this. Ill-gotten gains is what it is. That's my dress blues money.
Well, watch it grow, Lucky Boy. Now stick by me this time. Come on, Gomer.
9 is the number. The shooter wants 9. 7 away. Next shooter. And we got a fresh young shooter. What are you shooting, kid?
Shooting the whole 45.
45 goes. You fainted.
Ha!
4. The number is 4.
Little Joe from Kokomo, give him a shake and away they go.
7, you're out.
No.
What happened, Duke? What happened? Money from my dress blues. It's gone. It's gone. The money from my dress blues is gone.
Gomer, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
All the money that I'd saved up. Now I won't be able to get my dress blues. But you know what the worst part is? I'll tell you what the worst part is. Tomorrow I've got to tell Sergeant Carter that I can't be in that honor guard to meet that princess.
Gomer.
He's gonna be so disappointed, Duke. Can you imagine how disappointed he's gonna be when I tell him I can't be in that there honor guard?
No. I'm not going to have Pyle on the honor guard.
Sarge, face it. You don't have enough money to swing it. You need $45 for a uniform for Morrison. Count it. You only got about 15.
That's all we could rake up? $15? Just $15?
Yeah, 15 and a quarter.
Nick, we can't quit now. We got to get another $30.
We hit almost everybody on the base. They're all tapped out.
Well, there must be somebody somewhere. Hey, what about your folks? Send them a telegram. Tell them you need an operation.
Vince.
I got to keep Pyle off that honor guard. Don't you understand?
Well, I wasn't going to suggest it, but I think I know where you can get some dough real fast.
You know? Well, what have you been keeping so quiet about? Where, huh? Where? Talk!
Well, there's a big crap game in town tonight.
A crap game?
Right.
You want me to go to a gambling joint and shoot crap? A platoon sergeant?
There you go as a civilian.
Shoot crap with strangers? Do you realize how desperate I'd have to be to do that?
Well?
I'm pretty desperate. Where's the game?
5. The shooter wants 8.
Come on, baby, be there.
Craps. 12. The shooter wants 8.
Okay, buddy.
Take it easy, Fatso. You in a rush?
Look, who are you calling fatso?
You, Banjo Eyes. You want to make something out of it?
Why, you...
Oh, the big bad civilian here is going to hit me. I'm scared.
All right, come on, shoot him. 7 away. Next shooter.
All right. Have fun, civilian. Dad give you the car tonight?
Shoot the bundle.
How much is the bundle?
$15.25.
Okay, you're faded.
Come on, guys. Come on. Boom!
7. Winner.
Let's see. How much is that? That's $30.50, huh?
All right, how much are you shooting now?
I'll shoot $14.50.
Okay, you're faded.
Come on, dice. Boom!
11.
Pass!
What do you shoot this time?
Nothing. I got all I need. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Well, so long, sport. Now you can buy that erector set.
42, 43, 44, 45. Exactly enough for one set of dress blues. Did you tell Morrison I have a little present for him?
Yeah, he'll be here as soon as he gets off our work detail.
Well, Nick, this ought to be a lesson to you. For a while there, we thought we were going to be stuck with Pyle and the honor guard. But fate had other plans. It's always darkest before the dawn. Every cloud has a silver lining, and hope springs eternal in the human breast. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. You got bailed out by a crap game.
Now comes the most satisfying part.
What's that?
Telling Pyle he's not going to be in the honor guard. For a while there, I was stuck. I had no choice. But now, because of I do have a choice, and I'm going to tell him.
He's going to be disappointed.
Well, as they say on the playgrounds, tough noogies.
Hard-hearted man, Vince.
That's right. I got a hard heart and a hard head to match. You want me to take a chance and have Pyle goof up an official visit? Well, I don't. So I'm going over there right now and tell him, Pyle, you're out. O-U-T. Out.
Come in.
Well, Pyle, I was just on my way over to see you.
Can I talk to you a minute, Sergeant?
Well, sure. First, you talk to me, then I will talk to you. Go.
I don't quite know how to tell you this, but 'cause you ain't gonna like hearing it no better than I like telling it.
Well, let's hear it.
And I wouldn't blame you for being mad on account of it's bound to be disappointing news.
Let's hear it.
Fact is, I was gonna sit down and write you a letter just so's I wouldn't have to face you.
Pyle!
Well, here it is, and I hope you'll forgive me for it. I can't be in that there honor guard.
What did you say?
You hate me, don't you, Sergeant? Admit it. You hate me for ruining all your plans. You thought I was going to be in that there honor guard, and here at the last minute I tell you I can't? Well, you just go on and hate me, 'cause I sure feel like a hateful thing. But I don't have the money to buy the uniform.
But you told me you had the money.
This is the most painful part of all coming up. I had it, but I lost it.
You lost it?
I've done a terrible thing, Sergeant. It got lost shooting with craps.
What?
That's right. I don't know what come over me. Greed, I expect. But anyways, it got lost in a game of craps.
You got in a crap game and lost your money?
The dice was supposed to roll up to number 4. That's little old Phoebe from Kokomo. That's crap talk. And it didn't come up, so I lost.
Pyle, you mean you took the money that you had saved up for your dress blues and you blew it in a crap game? Is that what you're saying?
I don't mind so much about me, Sergeant, but you. What are you going to do for the 4th man for that honor guard? You was counting on me. What's going to happen now?
Well, I'll think of something.
And I was doing real good, too, Sergeant. You'd been real proud of me. I'd just been practicing my manual arms. I could even do it in my sleep. Every spare minute I had, I was doing it. You'd been real proud of me 'cause I was doing it right. To tell you the truth, Sergeant, that's the reason I was so anxious to get in the honor guard. Just wanted to make you proud of me.
All right, Pyle, get back to your quarters.
Right, Sergeant. When I come in, you said there was something you wanted to talk to me about.
Nothing important. You can wait.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, you don't kick a guy when he's down.
I didn't say anything.
And I'll tell you something else. He didn't lose that money in a crap game. He doesn't even know how to shoot crap. was covering. That's what he was doing. He's covering for some creep that conned him out of his dough.
Well, what are you going to do?
What do you mean, what am I gonna do? I got the money for the dress blues, haven't I? Pyle may not have the money, but I got it. So there are gonna be 4 men in the honor guard, all wearing dress blues, just like it was planned from the beginning. What am I gonna do?
Well, I was just wondering.
Well, stop wondering. There's no problem. Come in!
Hi, Sergeant. Corporal said you had a present for me. Money for a set of dress blues to wear in the honor guard.
A present? A present? What is this, your birthday? Christmas? Where do you get off coming in here asking for a present? A present? I'll give you a present. I'll give you 100 push-ups to do. Get out of here, you mooch.
But, Sergeant, I was...
Get out of here. Move. Well, what are you just sitting there for? Go get Pyle. Go get him. He's got to pick up his uniform. Whatever you're thinking, shut up.
Never forget what a nice thing it is you done for me, lending me the money so I could get my uniform.
It's okay, Pyle.
Nice. I don't see how I can ever thank you.
You did, Pyle, you did. Last night and this morning, and I got your letter, too.
I swear, every time I think about it, I want to just puddle up.
Well, don't, Pyle. There's nothing that looks worse in an honor guard than a Marine who's been crying.
What a nice thing. You're going to make a wonderful father.
Swell.
So once again, thank you.
It's okay, Pyle. Now, look, the visiting party's going to be here any minute. I want you to play it cool and steady.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I'll never disappoint the man that made all this possible for me.
Good. Just listen for every command and execute it with precision.
Check and double check.
Don't panic. Don't be nervous. Just play cool and steady. Steady and cool.
Done and done.
Here they come. Remember, cool and steady.
Detail! Head! Halt! Head! Halt!
All right, call.
Heads.
Tails, you lose. Huh?
Okay, that makes us even. Best out of 3, this one tells the story.
You lose. For the next 4 days, Pyle works in your kitchen.
Yeah.
You should have left well enough alone, Charlie. He was only assigned to you for 2 days. You never should have tried for double or nothing.
Listen, trying to keep Pyle out of my hair is always worth a gamble. So this time I lost.
Don't take it so hard, Charlie. It could have been worse. You could have lost money.
That would have been easier to take. Okay. Now, I want that mess hall gleaming before the thundering herd gallops in here for breakfast. And when you get finished with that, you can start peeling the potatoes and dicing the carrots for lunch. Yeah, Pyle?
Besides dicing some carrots, do you want us to curl some also? A curled carrot always looks nice against a lettuce wedge and a tomato. Makes the plate look complete.
Look, Pyle, Don't try to tell me how to run my business, huh? Just dice the carrots. That's all. You got that?
Yes, sir. Dice, don't curl.
Now, I gotta go over to supply for a while. And while I'm gone, I don't want none of you to touch a thing in here. Just do your work and stay away from the food. Is that clear?
Aye, Sergeant.
I said that for everyone's benefit, Pyle, but for yours in particular.
Ted Hut?
At ease, men. At ease. Where's Sergeant Hacker?
He's over at supply, sir.
Oh, that's too bad. I have an early staff meeting, and I'd like to get some breakfast in a hurry. So would one of you men get me a cheese omelet, a side order of bacon, coffee, and a white toast, please?
Don't anybody look at me. I don't know nothing about making an omelet.
That makes two of us. I couldn't even heat up a frozen dinner.
Well, looks like you draw the short straw, Gome.
Oh, I don't know, fellers. Cooking up a little old omelet and a mess of bacon's one thing, but you all heard what Sergeant Hacker said. He said for us not to touch a thing, not one single solitary thing till he got back.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sergeant.
You've already had your breakfast?
Yes, I have to get an early start.
But I wasn't here. I mean, who did the cooking?
That's just what I was going to ask you, Sergeant. I'd like to see the man who made this breakfast.
I think I know who it was, sir. I'll be right back. You did it, right, Pyle? You cooked the Colonel's breakfast?
Well, yes, sir, but you see...
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Don't touch a thing in my kitchen. So what do? You take it upon yourself to cook for the Colonel. The Colonel, of all people.
But, Sergeant, honest, I wouldn't have never thought of not doing what you said, except that the Colonel...
Except that the Colonel wants to see you right away. And may I add, when he's through with you, it's my turn to have you. Come on. Colonel, sir, this is the man responsible for what you just ate.
Pyle, that was the best cheese omelet I've ever had.
Oh, all right. Thank you, sir.
The texture was perfect, and the flavor was extraordinary. Where did you ever learn to cook like that?
I guess you have to give all the credit to Grandma Pyle. I used to follow her around when I was just a little feller and watch her put in a pinch of this and a pinch of that. I guess I learned everything I know from her.
Well, it's a pity we don't have her in the Corps, Pyle. But we've got you, and that's good enough for me. You deserve a lot of credit, too, Sergeant. Imagine taking a Marine who's been around the base for years and putting him where he can really perform. Congratulations. You've discovered a great hidden gift.
Thank you, sir.
Someday you're going to have to tell me what you did to make that bacon so unusual, Pyle. My wife would love to know.
Oh, there really ain't nothing to it, sir. Just tell her that while the bacon's sizzling, sprinkle a little sugar on it. Makes it all kind of crispy and sweet.
Marvelous. Just marvelous. Sergeant, you should see what you can do about getting Pyle on permanent duty here. With a cook like him in your kitchen, I may come around more often. And if things keep on improving, I may even put in a word about making yours the official mess for high-level functions. Good day.
I'm glad everything worked out all right, Sergeant. Still and all, I know I shouldn't have touched that food when you told me not to, but I was in kind of a spot, what with the Colonel wanting his breakfast and all.
You did exactly right, Pyle.
What?
And this was a test.
A test?
I wanted to see if you had the initiative to face a problem on your own, and you did.
Well, I'm real glad that you're pleased, Sergeant.
The important thing is you pleased the Colonel, Pyle, and like he just said, you ought to stay on here permanent.
Well, that's very flattering, but I just couldn't leave Sergeant Carter's platoon after all these years. I just couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't? This could be a big break for you, Pyle. By the way, did your grandmother teach you to make any other things?
Oh, yeah, lots of things, like peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
Chicken fricassee.
Gold. I struck gold. Who would have thought that a knucklehead like Pyle would turn into such a cooking wizard?
So what's the problem? Just tell Carter you want Pyle. He'll be happy to get rid of him.
No, he won't. Carter won't ever give anything up as long as he knows somebody else wants it. He'll hold back just out of spite. Sure, let another guy make points with the Colonel. No, I gotta play it cool.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But how do you outfox a guy like Carter?
There's two ways to handle a fella like that. One, you gotta fight dirty. Two, you gotta fight downright filthy. I think I'll use them both. Vince, you gotta get me off the hook.
Pyle ain't getting to you, is he?
Please, I'm begging you. You gotta take him back.
Oh, come on. You got 3 more days. A bet's a bet. I won fair and square.
Okay. I'll make a deal with you. We'll bet again. Our usual best out of 3. Only this time, if you lose, you take Pyle back right now, and I never get him again, never. And if you win, well, I'll keep Pyle for as long as he's stationed on this base.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
You've been out in the sun too long or something? You take a chance on getting stuck with Pyle for good?
Or getting rid of him for good.
Wait a minute. If I lose, Pyle never gets mess duty, and I don't get any relief from him at all.
It's a 50-50 proposition. You could win.
Getting rid of Pyle once and for all. It's worth it.
Okay. Our usual best out of 3. Toss.
Right. Call.
Tails. Heads.
Oh, no. What are you griping about? You won, didn't you? We're even.
Yeah, great. I mean, yeah, great. Maybe my luck is changing.
Don't be so sure of that. This is the one that counts. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I never beat you that quick before.
Couldn't we make it best 3 out of 5?
Nothing doing. It was your idea, Pyle. It's all yours.
Couldn't we try it just for a month?
No, sir. You got Pyle. You know, you were crazy to make a bet like that, Charlie. Crazy. But bless you for it.
The man I've been looking for.
I am? Golly, Sergeant, if it's about them carving knives, I just want you to know I'm fixing to go in there and sharpen them.
And run the risk of cutting your fingers? Forget about it. As a matter of fact, forget about everything today. Today is a special day. For you, for me, for the whole base.
It is?
And do you know why? Because at long last, the Marine Corps is really going to start taking advantage of your talents on a full-time basis.
Sir?
You're being transferred, my boy. As of right now, you are a full-time member of my organization.
You mean I'm being shipped out of Sergeant Carter's platoon?
That's right, Pyle. Welcome aboard. And may this be the beginning of many cheese omelets together.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
The transfer. What a beautiful thing to behold. You know, Boyle, I've had a lot of happy times in the Marines, but this is gotta rate as the top thrill of all time.
You lose him on a simple bet. It's incredible.
But beautiful, huh? And talk about poetic justice. An apple polisher like Hacker getting stuck with an apple head like Pyle. What did I do right, huh, Boyle? What lucky star was I born under? Oh, Pyle. You're here for your transfer orders, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, here it is. Just hand it in to Sergeant Hacker when you check into the mess hall.
Yes, sir. Golly, Sergeant, it just don't seem possible, me leaving the platoon after all these years.
Well, that's the way it is in the Marines. You do your job and go where you're sent.
I know, but just the same, this is one day I was hoping never would come. I think I'm gonna cry, Sergeant.
Control yourself, Pyle. You're a Marine. You better get going. Sergeant Hacker's waiting for you at the mess hall.
Yes, sir. I'm sure gonna miss you, Sergeant. I really will. And you too, Corporal Boyle.
We'll still see each other. The mess hall ain't that far away.
It ain't the same as being together, though. But I guess I should be grateful for the years that we did have. We sure went through a lot together, didn't we, Sergeant Carter?
Yeah. Oh, well, you better get going, Pyle.
You know what I ain't gonna never forget? time I sprained my ankle on that forced march and you had to help me back to the base? You pretty near carried me for 5 whole miles. I'll always remember that, Sergeant.
Well,
I don't care how many platoon sergeants I have while I'm in the Corps. To me, you'll always be the top sarge.
Pyle, you better go.
Yes, sir. I'll be seeing you. I hope.
Well, he's gone. This time for good. You still happy about it?
Of course I'm happy about it, Boyle. Of course I am.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Boyle. Boy, you two are sight for sore eyes.
Well, what do you think you're doing out here? You can get in a lot of trouble goofing off like this.
Oh, I'm not goofing off. Sergeant Hacker told me I could relax for a couple hours. Fact is, he's been real nice. But to tell you the truth, as nice as he is, I still wished I wasn't here. I sure miss the old platoon. Sergeant, ain't there any way I can get transferred back?
Well, I don't know, Pyle. Orders are orders. If the brass thinks you can contribute more to the Corps by peeling spuds, swabbing the deck, scouring GI cans, well, that's it.
Oh, I don't do none of them things. Fact is, I don't hardly do nothing except cook for the colonel.
You do what?
Ever since I was on temporary mess duty, there wasn't nobody else around, and so I had to cook the colonel's breakfast. That's when he told Sergeant Hacker not to let me go.
But I thought... Hacker's... Boyle, I'm beginning to smell a rat. And here he comes.
Hey, Pyle. Visiting with old friends? Well, all set to go back to work after your little rest period?
Yes, Sergeant.
And not so fast, Hacker. I got a few things to say to you.
Sorry, Carter. Can't stop now. We wouldn't dream of keeping the colonel waiting for his lunch. What little delicacy are we cooking today, Pyle?
That double-crossing, apple-polishing fink. He rigged the whole thing. He threw that bet. He wanted to get Pyle in the first place.
So what are you complaining about? You wanted to get rid of him.
But I never thought Hacker would use Pyle to make points with a colonel.
Well, what difference does it make? He got what he wanted, and you got what you wanted.
That still don't give him the right to go around stealing one of my better men.
Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Pyle was just beginning to show a lot of promise. In time, he could have been one of the top men in my platoon. One thing. I give him the best 4 years of my life, and now he's stolen away from me right in his prime. Boyle, I want Pyle back.
Look, Pyle, we've been over all this before. You don't want to go back to your old platoon.
But, Sergeant...
But you're doing great here. The colonel is bringing officers over from other companies to eat here. We're going to be famous, Pyle.
Well, that's real gratifying, Sergeant. But I miss all my old buddies. And most of all, I miss Sergeant Carter. And I hope he misses me, too.
Don't worry, Pyle. He doesn't miss you.
Well, maybe he does. After all, we was together over 4 years.
Pyle, he doesn't miss you.
I bet he does.
All right. You'll leave me no choice. I never wanted to tell you this. But your Sergeant Carter misses you so much that he was willing to give you to me on a bet.
Huh?
That's right. He was willing to hand you over to me on a mere flip of the coin, a cut of the cards, and a quick Indian wrestle.
I don't understand, Sergeant.
You were gambled away, Pyle. You were the stakes. Can I make it any clearer than that? Everything under control, Pyle?
Yes, sir. I was just slicing some cabbage for coleslaw.
Good. Now, when you finish that, I want you to... What's that I smell? Something burning?
Oh, my gosh. It's the bread I was baking.
Baking? So how come you got it on broil?
I'm sorry. I guess I made a little mistake.
You made another little mistake. You left out the yeast, too.
Sorry, Sergeant. I guess I just didn't have my mind on what I was doing.
It's not like you, Pyle. But what the heck, I guess anybody can make a mistake. But let's get with the program, boy. Something go down the wrong way, sir?
No, somebody salted my bacon.
Salted your... But you ordered your bacon with sugar on it.
Unfortunately, the sugar ended up in my omelet.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Frankly, the food in this mess hall has been going downhill for the past few days. One morning the toast is burned, the next morning the coffee isn't perked, and this morning everything's wrong. Shall we go, gentlemen?
I hate to see you go away hungry, sir. Isn't there anything I can whip up for you?
No, thank you. We don't have time.
He's got to go.
I know.
Look, I don't hate him. I really don't. It's gone beyond that. It's just kind of a numb, dead feeling, like after you've cried a lot. Gotta figure out some scheme to make Carter take him back.
Hey, Sarge, why don't you try the honest approach, just as a change of pace?
Honest? With Carter? Bite your tongue.
Well, he knows you pulled a fast one when you grabbed Pyle away. You run out of sneak attacks. I think the best thing to do now is level with him.
Level with him?
That's right. There's no point in stewing about it. If you want Pyle back that bad, lay it on the line. He played you dirty, and you shouldn't let him get away with it.
You know something? You make a lot of sense, Boyle. Pyle belongs to me, and I ain't about to let Hacker put one over on me. I'll have it out with him right now. What are you doing here?
Well,
You just came over to gloat a little, huh? Well, I want you to know something, Hacker. I was just on my way over to see you. I want you to know that I'm wise to that crummy little trick you played. Taking a man out of my platoon who's a good cook so you can make points with a colonel.
But
and
Vince...
how did you do it, huh? By lying and cheating. And worst of all, you violated best out of 3, which is pretty dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty.
You're right, Vince. And when you're right, you're right. I did take Pyle out of your platoon to make points with the colonel. But is that so terrible? Can you blame me? Aren't we all trying to better ourselves? But let's face it, it's not worth it, Vince. I have to live with you and myself. So I'll tell you what. If you want Pyle back, you can have him.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't take him back if my life depended on it.
Are you sure, Vince?
Sure, I'm sure.
But you said...
Forget it.
He's gone.
Huh? Hey, Hacker! Where you running? We didn't finish.
But you said...
I said... You didn't hear all I gotta say. Hacker, I'm gonna show you the kind of guy you're dealing with. Best out of 3 as usual, but the way it should be done. Honest, no cheating. If you lose, you get Pyle for keeps. If I lose, I'll take him back, as much as I'd hate to. That's right, Hacker. And you want to know why? Because I'm a bigger man than you are. That's why. Call.
Heads.
You win. That's gonna be hard to beat. Here goes.
Okay, this is for all the marbles.
Right.
What happened?
You beat me fair and square. That's what happened. I got Pyle back.
Hey, Sergeant.
Oh, hi, Pyle. You're back, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, report to the barracks. You got the same bunk as usual.
Thank you, sir. Sergeant, I just want to tell you that I'm happy to be back, even though you may not feel the same way.
What makes you say a thing like that, Pyle?
Well, Sergeant Hacker told me about the betting and how the one that loses gets me. But I don't mind. I really don't. You may be the loser, but just being back in the platoon, well, I figure I'm the winner.
Pyle, I think you might be interested to know that the Sarge lost that last bet on purpose. He wanted you back, so he threw the bet to make sure.
Huh?
That's right. I just thought you'd like to know it. Pyle!
Is it true, Sergeant?
Pyle.
Is it true you lost
Pyle.
on purpose?
Pyle!
You wanted me back? You really did?
Pyle, get over to the barracks and stow your gear, will you?
You did miss me. I knew it. I just knew it.
Move, Pyle! Move, 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 move!
Yes, sir, Sergeant. And it sure is good to be back home again.
Big mouth!
Here you are, Sergeant. I sure hope you like it.
Okay, Pyle. Now we'll see what all the fireworks were about. Are you sure you made them this way for the Colonel?
Yes, sir. That's the way I always make an omelet.
It is, huh?
Well, what do you think?
Pyle, from now on, I think you better confine your household duties to sweeping. Get a broom.
You mean you don't like it?
Get a broom on the double.
Yes, sir.
Pretty bad, huh?
Are you kidding? This is the greatest omelet I ever tasted.
I don't get it. Why didn't you tell him?
And start the whole thing again with the Colonel finding out? You know something else, Boyle? They tell me he also bakes like a dream.
Sergeant Carter reporting his orders, sir.
At ease, Sergeant. I have a little favor I'd like to ask you.
Yes, sir.
My daughter Janice is coming home from college this weekend for a visit.
Yes, sir. I remember she was here last year at this time.
Well, she's been working awfully hard at school, and Mrs. Gray and I think that while she's here, she ought to relax and have some fun.
Yes, sir.
That's why I've been looking around trying to find a suitable escort.
An escort? Oh, yes, sir. I understand.
I want her to be with someone reliable, dependable, trustworthy.
I understand, sir.
That's why I came to your platoon for the man I want, Gomer Pyle. He and Janice met at a service club dance last year, and they seem to get along very well.
I see.
Of course, I only met him casually, and I'd like to know a little more about him. What's he like socially?
Socially, sir? Pyle? Well, socially, there really isn't much to say about Pyle, socially.
No, what I mean is, Sergeant, how does he spend his time away from the base? What does he do on a Saturday night?
Well, sir, Pyle's idea of a big Saturday night is going to the movies, maybe having a root beer float at the soda shop, watching the fountain light up in the park, and then straight home.
I see. You might call it rather dull.
Dull, yes, sir. I'd say dull. Dull.
Good, he's perfect.
Sir?
Well, these things might seem dull to you, Sergeant, but they sound nice and safe to a father.
I don't understand, sir.
Well, it may seem a little old-fashioned, Sergeant, but the way youngsters behave nowadays, the situations they're exposed to, a parent can't be too careful. Yes, I feel much better knowing that Janice is in good hands. Gomer Pyle it is. Would you ask him if he'd do me this favor?
Yes, sir. I'll take care of everything. Pyle will be there. You don't want to go. Is that what you said?
Golly, Sergeant, a pretty girl like Miss Janice, who's used to all kinds of big time, she might not enjoy my company.
That's very true. But the fact is, the Colonel asked for you specifically, and I'm here to see that nothing gets fouled up. Now, what have you got planned for Saturday night?
Well, nothing much, really. I just thought I'd take in a movie.
Okay. What else have you got in mind?
Well, then I'll probably just walk over to the soda shop and maybe down to the tattoo parlor and see some needlework, and then home.
Swell, Pyle. Only forget the needlework. Let's not expose the Colonel's daughter to bare arms.
You really think she'll have a good time, Sergeant?
Do I think so personally? No. I think she'll have a dull time. Dull. That's what the Colonel wants. Nice, safe company for his daughter.
Well, Sergeant?
And safe means no holding hands, no walking in the moonlight, no park benches, no necking, no parking, no nothing.
Right, Sergeant.
Have a good time.
Good evening, sir. Gomer Pyle.
Of course, Pyle. Come right in.
Thank you, sir.
Marcia, you remember Gomer Pyle.
Yes, of course. It's nice to see you again, Gomer. Please sit down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Janice will be ready in a moment.
I sure hope I didn't get here too early.
No, it'll give us a chance to chat for a few minutes. What were your plans for the evening, Pyle?
Well, sir, I thought we'd start out with a movie.
A movie? Well, that's always a nice way to spend Saturday night.
Oh, yes, especially for you boys. With all the marching and hiking you do, it gives you a chance to rest your feet.
Well, the marching and hiking don't bother me none, Miss Gray. You see, I always wear 2 pair of sweat socks.
Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am. And before I start out, I always make it a point to douse my boots with foot powder. That way I can just keep going all day.
Oh, I see.
And then what, Pyle, after the movie?
Well, I thought we'd stroll over to J.J. Peters for a hot fudge sundae. They got the best hot fudge sundaes there. Do you like hot fudge sundaes, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Well, you ought to try these. They use that low-cal ice cream, so you don't have to worry about it going to fat.
And after the Sunday, Pyle?
Well, that's it. Home.
Good. Sounds fine. Well, here's our little girl.
Hello, Gomer.
Hey, ma'am.
It's nice to see you again. I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Oh, no, ma'am. I was having a nice chat with your folks.
Oh, good.
These are for you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Gomer.
I hope you don't have any allergies, do you?
I hope not.
There was this girl back home, and every time I brought her flowers, she'd just bust out in the hives.
Oh.
What I finally did, though, was every time I'd bring her flowers, I'd just bring along a bottle of calamine lotion.
Well, I guess you kids want to be going.
Yes. Here, Mom. Come on, Gomer.
The sooner you get there, the sooner you'll be back. Now, let's see. The movie should break around 10, and you say you're going to stop for a Sunday. So we should be looking for you around 11. 11:15 at the latest.
Oh, well, darling, since it's Saturday night, perhaps they'd like to stay out a bit later.
Oh, well...
No. Gomer's already made his plans, and it's not for us to interfere. Now, Gomer, you'll be using Mrs. Gray's car. I'm sure you'll drive carefully.
Oh, I will. And don't you worry, Miss Gray. I'll take off real nice and easy, and that way I won't foul up your plugs or gunk up your valves.
Thank you, Gomer. Well, now, you go along, enjoy yourselves. Have fun.
Yes, careful fun. Oh, incidentally, Pyle, here's our phone number. If you think of it, you might want to phone us after the movie.
Oh, now, Daddy, we'll be all right.
I know, dear, but your mother is such a worrier.
Now, Ed, you know you do all the worrying.
Well, there's no sense in anybody worrying. Worrying causes warts, and they sure wouldn't look nice on you, ma'am. So if it'll set your mind at ease, I'd be happy to call. Good night, sir. Good night, ma'am.
Good night,
Good night.
Pyle.
Good night,
Janice.
dear. Have fun.
Sure was nice of your mother to lend us the car. The bus is okay, but you don't always get to sit together, and sometimes there's chewing gum on the seats.
Gomer, may I have the keys?
Huh?
Would you mind if I drove?
Well,
I hardly ever get a chance to drive, and it'd be fun.
Well, I guess it's all right. You don't think your daddy will mind, do you?
No, I'm sure it'd be all right, Gomer. Just give me the keys.
Well, if you hadn't driven for a long time, you better kind of take it easy.
Are you all right, Gomer?
I'll be fine, Miss Jenny, as soon as I catch up with my stomach. Wait a minute. This is not the movie house.
I know.
The Way Out of Go-Go Club. What are we doing here?
We're going dancing. Come on.
But, Miss Jenny,
Come on.
dancing? We're supposed to go to the movie.
Oh, Gomer, you don't want to go to a dull movie, do you?
But, Miss Janice, we made plans.
I know, but I've heard so much about these go-go clubs, and I've just been dying to see what they're really like. Can't we please go in?
Miss Janice?
Look, Gomer, I don't get a chance to have too much fun. I work pretty hard at school all semester, so when I'm home, I like to relax and really enjoy myself.
But we sure are going to look out of place according to the way the rest of those folks are dressed.
Oh, no, we're not.
Huh? What Miss Janice? Miss Janice?
If you're going to do something, you might as well do it right. Come on.
Miss Janice? Miss Janice? Oh, golly, golly, golly. Sergeant Carter, why did you hear?
Pyle, what are you doing here? Why haven't you picked up the colonel's daughter? You know what time it is?
I did pick her up, Sergeant.
Then where is she? You're supposed to be at the movies.
I know, but it's just terrible awful. You'll never believe what happened.
What? What happened?
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, Sergeant, but I can't find her.
You can't find her? Where did you leave her?
Well, we didn't go to the movies. Instead, we went to this go-go club.
A go-go club?
Uh-huh. And we was out there dancing, and next thing I knew, she wasn't there.
You...
She's lost, Sergeant. Colonel's daughter's lost.
From a court-martial, and that's the truth. Now get on here and talk.
But, Sergeant...
No buts, Pyle.
I still think it's only gonna make matters worse. Hello? Colonel Gray? This is PFC Pyle. I'm calling like I said I would. Well, bye.
Wait a minute, Pyle. Where are you?
Where am I? Oh, well, I'm right here in the phone booth.
Yes. Well, where's the phone?
Where's the phone? Well, it's right here in the booth.
You're in the movie lobby. The lobby, Pyle. What's the matter with you?
And what is all that noise I hear?
Noise? Oh, well, that's Sergeant Carter. You want to talk to him?
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Sergeant, I didn't know you were part of the date.
Oh, well, I just happened to run into Gomer and Janice in the movie. It was just a happy coincidence, sir.
Get out of here! Get out of here and stay on!
What's all that, Carter? Is anything wrong?
Oh, no, sir. An usher just happened to catch somebody smoking, and he's asking him to put it out.
Sergeant! Miss Janice! Miss Janice!
Well, Sergeant, now I can really feel secure knowing that both you and Gomer are looking after Janice.
Oh, yes, sir. We won't let her out of our sight for a second, sir.
Miss Janice.
Oh, Gomer, I've looked everywhere. Where were you? I met some of the nicest people.
Well, I was with Sergeant Carter, and we was looking for you. Miss Janice, I think we better be getting you home.
Oh, not now, Gomer. They're having a bash, and we're invited.
A bash? Where?
You take our car and follow us.
But, Miss Janice, you better wait a minute.
It's on High Point Street, Eddie's pad.
Where is she, Pyle? Where is she?
You just missed her, Sergeant, and she's on her way to Eddie's pad.
Eddie's pad? What's that?
I don't know, but there's a bash, and we're invited.
Oh, you idiot. What did you let her get away for?
Well, I tried to stop her, Sergeant. Sergeant, what's a bash?
You don't know? Like to bash someone's head in. I'll show you later. Come on, in the car.
That was Miss Janice, all right, Sergeant.
Well, come on, let's go before we lose her again.
I'm warning you kids for the last time. You cut out this racket or I'm calling the police, you hear? And I'm not going to tell you again. Now, you going in there, two servicemen? Shame on you. Here we people pay taxes just to send you to wild parties. Disgraceful, that's what it is. Disgraceful. I'm going to write a letter to my congressman tomorrow. Now, you see if I don't.
Well, no, ma'am. You
Come on.
And I'll write a letter to the Times, too.
Where is she, Pyle? You see her?
It's too crowded here, Sergeant. I'll go over here and look this way.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Hey there.
Look, man, I'm going into the service in about a week, and I was wondering if you could tell me the ins and outs.
Ins and outs?
Yeah, like once you get in, you don't like it. How do you get out?
You don't. Once you get in, you... Excuse me, I gotta find somebody.
Hey, wait a second, man. Did they ever give you a chance to blow your mind by yourself, or do you gotta groove with the whole scene at once, man?
Say what?
Sit down and think things out. Like I'm still trying to figure out who I am. Sometimes I have trouble identifying.
Oh, well, there's no worry there. Once you get in, they give you a set of dog tags with your name on them. So if you ever forget, all you gotta do is take a look. Now, we got to go.
Hey, wait a second, man. One more thing. I'm gonna be going into a strange environment, so to speak. A lot of crooks and weirdos, right? Am I gonna have trouble communicating?
Not if you keep your mouth shut. Excuse me. Miss Janice!
Huh? At last. Well, she's coming with us right now. Excuse me. Miss Gray, I hate to butt in like this, but I think we ought to be getting you home now.
Home? Oh, but Sergeant, we just got here. Do we have to go right now?
Well, your father's expecting you, and I don't like to disappoint him, so if you don't mind...
Look, Sarge, she don't want to go, and besides, we haven't finished our dance. Come on, Janice.
Look, pal, you don't understand. She has to be home at a certain time. Come on, Janice.
Sarge, it's Saturday night, man. Look alive.
That's what I'm trying to do. Come on, Janice. Come on.
All right, everybody, hold it. Quiet now. They're right where they are.
You see, officer, didn't I tell you? It's a brawl. Oh, I'm going to write to the Times about this.
That's a straight dope, officer, from beginning to end.
Well, I didn't think it was anything serious, but we still had to break it up. I believe your story, Sergeant. Yes. What's that? Oh, all right. Send him back here. The question is, Sergeant, will he believe it?
He?
Janet, darling, what happened? Are you all right? I'm okay, Dad. Oh.
I think I'll leave you people here alone. You probably have quite a bit to talk over.
Thank you, Sergeant. Thanks very much for your supervision. If that's the sort of work you've been doing with your platoon, maybe a change of scenery would help. Perhaps a cooler climate would help make you more alert, like, say, the Aleutians.
But, sir...
Wait a minute, sir. I accept full responsibility for everything that's happened this evening. I know I told you I was taking Miss Janice to the movies, but we just never did get there. So I stand here looking for the worst kind of punishment you can deal out, 'cause I know I deserve it.
Well, you certainly do, Gomer. You were a very poor choice indeed for a date with our daughter.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. If anyone's responsible for this, it's me. I was put in charge of the arrangements for this date, and if there was a foul-up, well, I'm the one that should be held responsible.
You certainly should, Sergeant.
No, wait a minute. Whatever happened tonight is all my doing. I wanted to see what one of those go-go clubs was like, and now I know. So if anybody's to blame, it's me.
Well, I think you're right, Janice. You started it all. This whole embarrassing situation is your fault.
That's what
Oh, ma'am.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now that I've heard each one of you insist on taking the blame, I'll tell you who I really think is to blame. Me.
You, sir?
Yes. I think maybe I'd better start giving my daughter the opportunity to take care of herself. I guess she should have the privilege of finding her own answers, like all youngsters. So if we're going to get to the root of this whole thing, you might say it was all my fault.
You know, Ed, I think you're right. It is your fault.
Are you sure this time?
Well, you have been a bit overprotective, you know.
I know. I'm sorry I tried to take over your evening for you, Pyle. Sergeant, I'm sorry I turned you into a chaperone. And Janice, I won't be auditioning any more of your dates. From now on, you're on your own. Well, now tell us about this go-go club. Was it fun?
It sounds horrid.
No, it's really something to see. It's fascinating.
What happens at these places?
Well, they just sort of get out on the floor and go.
Go?
It's kind of hard to describe. You see, Gomer, show Daddy.
Oh, no, Miss Janice. I don't think I better.
Oh, come on, Gomer.
Show us, Pyle.
Well, sir, I'm just a beginner, but go something like this. Sure was nice being with you, Miss Janice, even with all the excitement.
Thanks, Gomer. I do hope I see you again soon. Bye.
We'll get your car back to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Boy, am I glad this night is over, Pyle. And I'll tell you something. Maybe the colonel is willing to say it was his fault, but I still say if you weren't such a knucklehead, nothing would have happened.
But, Sergeant...
No buts, Sergeant. You know what your problem is, Pyle? You can't stand up to nobody or nothing. When that girl steered you into that go-go joint, colonel's daughter or no colonel's daughter, you should have put your foot down.
Well, Sergeant, I thought...
You hear me, Pyle? You should have put your foot down.
Right, Sergeant.
Hi, Sergeant. Would you be nice enough to give us a lift?
Well, I
Oh,
don't...
thank you. Come
Very nice, Sergeant. Very nice. A gang of ruffians with a Marine sergeant at the wheel. Oh, I'll write a letter to the Times about this.
I guess you should have put your foot down, huh, Sergeant?
You gotta see this place to believe it, Vince. When I'm not working, it's all sandy white beaches, a party here and there, sailing, surfing, and beautiful hula girls. Now I know why they put the Lulu in Honolulu. That's cute.
Sounds like he's got it made.
Yeah, leave it to my old pal Nick Hollenreich to always get stationed in the best places. I told all the gals here about you, Vince, and I've already got a long, cool tropical drink sitting here in the shell of a pineapple with a gardenia floating on top just waiting for you. If you can steal any time, don't miss out on this. It's once in a lifetime. I got a house right on the beach with plenty of room, so come on down.
That's great, Sarge. You going?
Am I going? Man, I got 10 days accumulated leave saved up. 10 whole days I've been hoarding, just waiting for the right opportunity. And, brother, this is it. Am I going, he asked. And would you like to know how?
How?
Well, we got Marine jets winging out of here every day, and some of them go straight to Honolulu. And who do you think is gonna hop a ride on one of them little jet jobs?
Hey, that's great, Sarge. You got nothing to keep you here. I mean, there's nothing coming up. You're in the clear.
Good.
Oh, just this.
Yeah, what's that?
Memo came through this morning about the test for PFC. 6 of our men haven't taken it yet.
Those meatballs in the Marines for over a year and still privates. Well, I want a whole platoon of PFCs. In fact, I want a whole platoon of PFCs before I go to Honolulu. When are they giving that test?
Tomorrow.
Good. That'll make a nice going-away present for me. All PFCs.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Pyle. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know that lunkhead would be one of the last ones to make PFC? Wouldn't you just know it? Boy, it stings me. It really stings me.
Sarge, a minute ago you were happy as a lark talking about your trip. Why let something like this spoil it?
Well, it's important.
I mean, think back to what you were talking about. Hawaii, those sandy white beaches, the hula girls, the tropical drink.
Yeah. The gardenia floating around on top.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. This is a golden opportunity to go to Honolulu, and I'm not going to let them foul it up. Believe me, I'm not going to. I'm just going to walk over and talk to them real calm-like. Calm and easy, easy and calm. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The 6 of you, the last 6. Now, everybody else in this platoon has made PFC except you 6 meatballs. Now, what is it with you? Well, what about you, Lipton? What's your excuse?
I don't have one.
That's no excuse.
Would you like to hear my excuse, Sergeant?
No.
I got one, and I thought...
I don't want to hear it.
But it might explain why...
Pyle, I said I didn't want to hear your excuse. Is that clear?
Yes, it is, Sergeant. See, it's just that as long as you was expecting an excuse from Private Lipton, he didn't have one. I thought I'd tell you mine so you wouldn't be disappointed.
Knock it off. Now, all of you, listen up. That test is being given tomorrow, so get on the stick. Remember, it's for your good, not mine. But I want all PFCs in this platoon. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
I can't hear you. Aye, sir. All right, you take that test and you make it. I don't want to hear it.
Never did get to tell him my excuse.
What is your excuse, Gomer?
Well, it's just that I wished I didn't have to take that test.
Why? It's not hard.
That ain't what I'm afraid of.
Then what?
Well, maybe it won't make too much sense.
Well, what is it?
Well, the fact is, I couldn't be no happier than I am right now. To tell you the truth, I like things just the way they are.
Huh?
Remember back in boot camp, Sergeant Carter told us that the private is the backbone of the Marine Corps. Well, fact is, I like being the backbone. And another thing is I wouldn't want people to think that I'm getting uppity, and that's just what the folks back home might think if I got me a stripe on my arm, that I'm getting uppity.
Oh, now you're putting me on.
No, I ain't, Duke, honest. So you see, I'm better off being a private because I'm a whole lot better at followership than I am at leadership.
Gomer.
So you see, I don't care a whole lot about being a private first class is what it boils down to.
Well, Gomer, you should. Take the test.
Well, I'll take the test, all right. But I know how I am, Duke. If I ain't interested in something, I just can't concentrate. That's how I am. I just can't concentrate if I ain't interested.
Sergeant Vincent J. Carter, Marine Jet X22007, nonstop destination Honolulu. Aloha and ta-ta. Bom, 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 bom.
Great, Sarge.
4 days from today, I'll be wearing a garland of flowers around my neck. And will I be thinking of you? No, I will not. Nothing personal.
What's in there?
You want to see what the well-dressed sergeant wears on the beach in Hawaii? Huh? Well, what do you think?
One thing's sure, you won't get lost.
Can I help it if you got no taste? What's the news on the PFC test? The results come in yet? Didn't you hear me? Did you get the results on the PFC test?
Yeah, I heard you.
Well?
Look, Sarge, you're not going to let this spoil your trip now.
Come on, come on. Naturally, I could have told you. You didn't have to tell me. I could have told you. Pyle is the only one who didn't make it.
Sarge, you got 5 out of 6. That's good.
That is not good. I want 6 out of 6. That's what I'm going to get. 6 out of 6. Adams, Colarusso, Duncan, Lipton, Pyle, Rigsby, all of you falling right in front of me. I just got the results of the test you all took for PFC. The following men made it. Oh, wait a minute. Why should I waste all that breath reading off the names of those who made it? It'll be much easier just to read the names of those who didn't. The following men did not pass the test for PFC. Pyle. That is the whole list of all the men who did not make it. All the rest of you earned your stripe. All right, everybody except Pyle, pull out. Pyle, remember the other day when you said you had a reason for not wanting to take the test and I didn't want to listen? Remember?
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, now I happen to have a little extra time. I'm ready to hear your excuse for taking the test and failing. Let's hear it. I'm waiting. How did you fail that test? How?
I couldn't help it, Sergeant. All the time I was taking the test, my mind just kept wandering.
Wandering? How far could it wander in that vacant lot?
It's like I told you.
Where was your head, Pyle? Where was your head?
Well, like I said, my mind just kept wandering. I kept thinking about all the happy times I've had as a private.
Huh?
I just couldn't stop thinking about the time that you told us that the private was the backbone of the Marine Corps.
That's correct. I'm still waiting for your excuse. How did you fail?
I'm leading up to it.
All right, leave.
Well, it's like this. If I pass the test for PFC, then they might want me to take the test for corporal and then sergeant. And I'm just so happy like I am.
What?
Fact is, I guess I just plain ain't interested.
You ain't interested?
I reckon not.
Uh-huh. Well, I reckon we'll just have to get you interested. In fact, we'll just have to get everybody here interested in getting you interested. All right, everybody, over here. Now, here's the story. Pyle is the only one who hasn't made PFC. I want 100% PFC platoon, and you are going to help me to get it. How? There's another PFC test being given tomorrow, and Pyle is going to take it. Now, this is an order. You are all taking a 2-hour shift tonight, right around the clock, helping Pyle bone up for that test tomorrow. When he walks in there in the morning, I want his head so full it'll be coming out of his ears. You see, I think I know the reason for his failing that test. One word. Stupidness. So you are going to help him get over his stupidness. Is that clear?
Aye, Sergeant.
Is that clear to you, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant.
I must be crazy to stick around here and let you drive me nuts. I don't know why I do it, but I do. Every day it's something different. It's always stupid. It's stupid. Same thing over and over and over.
I got it. Hey, Garson. Garson, I got the part about ascending to 45.
Oh, that's wonderful. What time is it?
2:15.
I'm not getting paid for overtime. 2 to 4 is later shift. Where is he? I was just coming for you. Patient is all yours, Doctor.
I heard a nice girl, but this is ridiculous.
Hey, Duke.
Hey, Gomer.
Sure nice of you fellers to help me out like this. You know that?
Yeah, I know that.
You're a good friend, Duke, a real good friend.
But we don't have too much time. You sleepy?
No, I'm wide awake. I really am. See? My eyes ain't even bloodshot yet. Ain't the least bit tired.
Good. If you feel yourself getting sleepy, just throw some cold water on your face. Main thing is to stay awake.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Let's go.
All right, men, your examination books are there on your desk, but I don't want you to open them until I tell you to. Now, you've got 1 hour, 60 minutes to complete this test. If any of you finish early, hand in your books and leave the room quietly because other men around you may be still working. Remember, no talking. The word is quiet. Okay? Everybody ready? Go.
I guess you heard what happened to Pyle at the PSC test. Yeah, I guess you did.
Fell asleep. Right in the middle of the test, he fell asleep. That yo-yo. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to let him spoil my trip. I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going to have fun. Do you hear me? Fun, fun, fun. I'm going to enjoy.
Sorry. But aren't you packing kind of early?
I'm in a hurry. When Friday morning gets here, I go. The sooner I get away from Pyle, the happier I'll be. I've got to get this press and pick up some stuff at the PX. You got my travel orders typed up yet?
I was going to do it this morning, Sarge.
Well, get moving. I want them on the colonel's desk ready for his signature right away.
Okay, Sarge.
Fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Hey, Corporal.
Well, look who's here. Sleeping Beauty.
Is Sergeant Carter around?
Look, Pyle, I wouldn't go looking for Sergeant Carter if I were you.
Guess he is pretty sore at me, huh?
You pulled some buttes in the past, Pyle, but this one tops them all.
I know. That's the reason I'm here. I wanted to apologize to Sergeant Carter.
Well, he won't be back for a while.
Oh, do you mind if I wait for him?
Wait for him.
Thank you. Hey, Corporal, did somebody just ship in?
What?
I just seen that bag on the bunk over there, and I wondered if somebody was coming in.
No one's coming in, Pyle. Someone's going out. Sergeant Carter, if you must know.
Sergeant Carter?
Right.
Where's he going?
Honolulu.
You mean he's leaving?
That's right, Pyle. You can't go to Honolulu without leaving.
It's all said. It's official.
It will be if I ever get these orders typed and signed by the colonel. Effective 9 a.m. Friday morning.
Golly, when did all this take place?
Pyle, will you quit pestering me? Now I know why Carter wants to get away from you.
Ought to wear sunglasses all the time. You look kind of glamorous. Oh, are you glamorous? Vince, you're a glamorous animal.
Come on. Look, the sun gets pretty strong in Hawaii. You got any with darker glass?
Sure. Ah, how do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Hey, Sergeant.
These the darkest you got?
Sergeant, could I speak to you a minute?
At 1:30 in the afternoon? Isn't it way past your bedtime?
I know you're sore at me, Sergeant. You got a perfect right to be. But I just want you to know that I'm sorry.
Good. Now beat it. I'm busy. I've got some things to take care of.
That's because you're gonna leave, huh?
That's right. I'm leaving. How did you know?
Corporal told me. Sergeant, why are you leaving?
You want to know why? I'll tell you. To get away from a certain meatball, that's why.
That's what I thought. You mean me, don't you?
Do you know any other meatballs, Private Pyle?
No, because I didn't pass that test, and I didn't make PFC. Sergeant, I feel just awful. Just because I failed that test, that's the only reason you're leaving? I mean, if I passed the test, you wouldn't go?
Pyle, if you passed the test, why would I want to go? There'd be such a celebration, a banquet, parties. I'd be crazy to leave. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. But you didn't pass the test, so I am going. Now, if you don't mind, I have some packing to do. Shirley, I'll take these glasses and some razor blades, some toothpaste, some apple cider.
Let me understand. You want to take this test again? Is that right, Private?
That's right, sir.
Well, according to this report, you failed it twice within a week.
Yes, sir, I know.
I can't imagine why you should have so much trouble. I should think the second time you took it, you should have been able to pass it with your eyes closed.
Oh, no, sir, that don't work.
Well, we want to see our men try to advance themselves, so it shouldn't be too difficult to arrange another test for you. We'll notify you, probably in about a month.
A month? Oh, no, sir, not a month. I can't wait that long. I got to take the test tomorrow. That is with the lieutenant's permission, sir.
What's a rush, Private? You think you're going to get the same questions you had yesterday?
Oh, no.
We keep changing the test, you know. The next one you get will be entirely different.
I don't care. I'll take them all, but I just got to take it tomorrow.
Well, this is a bit irregular.
Please, it's very important. Please, sir.
There's a group from A Company scheduled to take the test tomorrow. You can sit with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, sir. I really appreciate it.
Time's up. Everyone stop writing. Check to see if your names are clearly written on all your papers. Leave them there on your desk. Return to your company area. Just a minute, Pyle. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
How do you think you did, Pyle?
Oh, I'm sure I passed. I think I made 100%.
I'm sure you did, too. All right, come on. Let's have it.
Huh?
A little piece of paper you've got hidden in your pocket. Your cheat notes.
My what?
You know what I mean. A little special something you've got in your pocket that helped you get that 100%.
You mean this? Really not a very good picture of him.
Sergeant Carter? This is what helped you pass your test?
He's the reason I got interested in taking the test and passing it.
Well, what's that, Sarge? You said it. In 45 minutes, I'll be on my way to paradise. Now, remember, for the next 10 days, you're in charge of the platoon. Keep them on the ball.
You can count on me.
Good. Well, I guess that's about it. My travel letters, you got them?
Huh? I don't have them.
What do you mean you don't have them? You said the colonel sent them over yesterday all signed.
He did. I put them right there on the desk. I thought you took them.
Huh? Look in the back. Go through the lockers everywhere.
Hey, Sergeant. Cleaning up your desk? It's a real good habit. Wally at the filling station back home used to say if you keep your desk nice and clean, you'd never misplace anything. A place for everything and everything in its place. He was right, don't you think so, Sergeant?
I'm not interested, Pyle. Whatever you got on your mind, I'm not interested.
Ain't what I got on my mind, it's what I got on my sleeve.
Huh? You made PFC?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Lieutenant gave me special permission to take the test over again yesterday, and guess what? I passed.
Yeah. That's great.
I not only passed, Sergeant, but I made 100%.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But the best part of it is now you don't have to leave.
Huh? Yeah.
That's what you said, remember? If I made PFC, you wouldn't have to leave.
Huh?
Well, I didn't want to see you transfer out to High Warrior.
Transfer? What are you talking about?
Wasn't you going to transfer to High Warrior?
No, Pyle. I don't know where you get your information. I wasn't asking for a transfer. I'm going to Hawaii on a furlough, a vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah.
You was going on a vacation?
Yes, as soon as I find my travel orders. My travel orders are missing. Have you found them yet?
I don't see him.
Sergeant?
Not now, Pyle, but keep looking. They gotta be there someplace.
But, Sergeant?
Don't bother me, Pyle. I got a plane to catch.
Not anymore.
Where are you looking back there? Did you look under that? I haven't got a plane to catch.
See, I thought you was leaving for good, because I couldn't make PFC. And in the PX, you said if I did make PFC, then you didn't have to go.
Yeah?
So I come by here earlier to tell you that I passed the test. And I seen your travel orders on the desk there.
And?
So I took them to the colonel and told him you didn't want them. I'd go right back over there and get them, except he tore them up while I was standing there, little bitty pieces. So it was just a little old vacation. You wasn't going to transfer out at all. But what difference as long as I made PFC? Ain't that right, Sergeant? And I did make PFC.
Hold me. Hold me. Hold me.
You are surprised, I can tell. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Boy, them jets sure do go fast, don't they, Sergeant? Whoosh! Hey, there goes another one. You know, sometimes I just like to look up at them planes and guess where they're going. Do you ever do that, Sergeant? Just look up there and try to guess where they're going? Why, I bet they're going to different places all over the world. Whoosh! Now, there's what I call a clean window. Must be this new cleaning rack I got. It's really a shirt. Sure does clean good, though. You know where I found it?
In the garbage?
That's right. How'd you know?
I guessed.
Well, to be perfectly honest, can't blame anybody for throwing it out. Now, where in the world would anybody wear a shirt like this?
I wouldn't know, Pyle. I wouldn't know. All right, you guys, listen up. Come on, come on. Daniels, you got the laundry room detail this week. Johnson, Shapiro, there's some filing for you to do over at the administration building. And Pyle.
Yes, Sergeant.
You're going to be busy for the next few days.
I am?
Yeah, you're going to be picking up some supplies down at the train station for the motor pool. And that's a 3-day job.
The motor pool? Well, lucky me.
Yeah, 3 days work for you and 3 days vacation for me.
Are you going on vacation, Sergeant?
Any day away from you, Pyle, I consider a vacation. All right, you guys, you got your assignments. Now, come on, get with it. Move, move. Pyle, that your footlocker?
Yes, Sergeant.
Footlockers will remain closed except during inspection. You got that?
Yes, Sergeant.
Wait a minute. What's this?
Well, that's my lucky troll doll.
Your what?
My troll doll.
What's it doing in your footlocker?
Well, I like to have it close by me for protection.
For protection? Pyle, you're a U.S. Marine. You've been through boot camp, judo. You can shoot an M1, and you need a troll doll for protection.
And my troll doll protects me against things where a rifle or judo don't do any good at all.
Yeah, like what?
Well, there are all sorts of things happening around us, Sergeant, all the time that we never even see.
Yeah, I know, Pyle. There are all sorts of things happening around you that you don't see, but the rest of us see them, believe me.
You don't understand what I mean, Sergeant Carter. This here good luck troll, well, it's like, you know, a good luck piece. Like some folks have a horseshoe or a rabbit's foot. Well, this here troll protects me from bad things happening.
Give me that. You see? It don't protect you. I just took it away from you. Something bad just happened to you, and your troll didn't protect you.
Well, that's because he ain't my troll anymore. He's your troll now. It won't protect me, but it'll protect you.
When are you going to get it through that thick head of yours? No non-regulation items in the footlocker. A troll is non-regulation. Therefore, it does not belong in your footlocker.
Right, Sergeant, and I'm sorry.
Get rid of it, you hear me?
Right, Sergeant. Sergeant?
What lame brain left that mop down there? Don't tell me. Let me guess.
Ain't that a shame, Sergeant? If you'd have held on to this crow for just a few more minutes, that never would have happened. Just 2 more minutes.
Knock it off, Pyle. Get over to the motor pool.
Right, Sergeant.
Give me that.
Oh, Jerry, listen, that worked out very nice. Now, fellas, come here. I want to talk to you a minute. Now, what I want to get is an establishing shot of the spacecraft just after it's landed. You see, I'm going to get a nice overhead shot from the hill up there looking down. Now, when I wave my arms at you, that means you come out of the spacecraft and you look around. You got it? Now, lay off the beep-beeps. You're going to wear out the batteries. Okay, now, it's a very, very simple scene. All you have to do is come out of the spacecraft and you're very curious and you're looking around. It's the first time you've landed on Earth. You got it? Cut that out. All right, get back in the spacecraft now. Jerry, let's move everything up on the hill, right?
All right, fellas, let's get this stuff out of here. Let's move.
Zion. Oh, mercy. Can't be. It just can't be.
A flying saucer? Did you hear that, Boyle? Pyle here says he saw a flying saucer.
Well, I didn't see it flying. It was just sitting there. I guess it had just landed.
Oh, uh-huh. And where did it land, Pyle? On a mushroom?
No, Sergeant. It landed way out in this big field.
Oh, I see. And what else did you see?
Well, while I was watching, the door opened, and these little bitty men got out. There was 3 of them, and they had glass bubbles on their head.
You saw little men, too. I don't suppose you talked to any of them.
No, Sergeant. I thought I'd better get back here and tell you about it. I'd heard about people seeing flying saucers, but I always thought they was just imagining things.
Yeah. Just tell me one thing. Did you get into town and pick up them packages for the motor pool like you were supposed to?
No, Sergeant. When I saw the flying saucer, I thought that I better get...
Just what I thought. Pyle, did you think I'd fall for a dumb story like this?
A story? Don't you believe me, Sergeant? Don't you believe what I just told you?
Oh, sure, I believe you. And I believe they're fairies at the bottom of your gun. Pyle, do you think I got these stripes without hearing every story in the book from guys who've goofed off, gold-bricked, and pooped out on jobs they were supposed to do? Now, you get back to that Jeep and pick up them packages for the motor pool.
But, Sergeant, what about the flying saucer? What about that?
Pyle!
Shouldn't you report it? Aren't you supposed to report things like that? I read...
Pyle, you've been given an assignment. Now, get out of here.
But, Sergeant...
Out! Flying saucers.
What do you think he saw, Vince? He must have seen something.
I'll tell you what I think he saw. I think he saw a chance for a good excuse after he flaked down under a tree for a little nap. That's what he saw.
Really? You think that's it, Vince?
Sure, that's it. And I gotta admit, it's not a bad story. I mean, if you gotta go for one, you might as well go for a big one. There's one thing about Pyle. He's got some imagination. You should have heard the stuff he was giving me about some troll doll.
Fellas, let's not take any more than 45 minutes for lunch, right? We've still got a lot of work to do, and don't wander off too far, right? Now, let's be back on time. See you here in 45 minutes. Right. How did you get that pickup on 11?
All right, that's 45 minutes for lunch. 45.
Want to have some fun?
Hey there. Y'all ain't from around here, are you? Are you really from... I mean, you really aren't from... Can I do something for you? Would you like me to take you to my leader or something? Can you say anything? Talk? Make signs? Me, Marine. Who you? Oh, my goodness. I can't understand a thing that you're saying. If you wait right here just a minute, though, I'll try to find somebody that can. Now, you wait right here for just a minute. Right here, and I'll be right back. Wait right
Say that again, Pyle. Say what you just said.
I said I talked to them, Sergeant. I asked them where they was from, and I told them who I was and everything.
You did, huh? And did they say anything back, Pyle?
Oh, yeah, they talked a lot.
What did they say?
Well, I don't know exactly.
Well, you said they talked a lot.
They did, but it was in a language I couldn't understand. But that's only natural, since they probably come from a long ways away. But they talked. They really talked.
Well, what did it sound like?
Well, I don't know. It didn't sound human at all. It was sort of mechanical.
Yeah? Like what?
Well, like this. Beep, 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 beep.
They said that, huh?
Oh, yeah, and when I left them, they was just chattering away. I told them I'd go and try to find somebody that could understand them.
What were they saying again?
Beep, 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 beep.
Slower, slower.
Beep, 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 beep.
I just can't make it out. Can you, Boyle? Can you make it out?
You do believe me, don't you, Sergeant? On account of I not only saw him, I heard him. You do believe me, don't you? I saw him. I really saw him. I'm not just making this up. I saw him with my very own eyes. You do believe me, don't you?
Well, to be honest with you, Pyle, I didn't believe you at first. But now I think there's something kind of strange going on.
Oh, good. On account I hadn't picked up that equipment yet.
Oh, well, that's okay. Take your time. You can pick it up on your next trip.
Right.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm a little worried.
You don't think it's an excuse anymore?
No, I don't. Once okay, but not twice. You want to know something, Boyle? I'm worried. I think Pyle is seeing things.
You mean hallucinations?
What's that?
Seeing things.
I just said that.
That's the medical term for it.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a medical term for Pyle, too, and I think I better find out what it is. You know what it sounds like to me, Doctor? It sounds to me like Pyle has got hallucinations.
Pardon me?
Seeing things. The medical term for it.
Oh, yes, I get what you mean.
What does it sound like to you, sir?
Well, of course, you realize this is just conversation. I haven't seen Pyle or examined him. I'm just going on what you've reported to me.
Oh, sure. I understand.
Well, first, there's the possibility that he did see something.
You mean a flying saucer?
Well, something, whatever it was.
What's the other possibility?
It's a little more complicated. If he didn't see anything and he's making it all up, it could be he's just trying to get attention. Individual attention from you.
Yeah, but what good is it? He'll just get chewed out for making up a story. He knows
Sergeant, he hasn't thought that far ahead. And besides, chewing out is a form of attention. Better to be yelled at than neglected.
Huh?
In a manner of speaking, you're almost like a father to him. Isn't that what you told him back in boot camp?
Yeah, but that was back in boot camp. He was just a recruit.
And he grew to depend on it.
Oh. Well, what do I do?
Listen to him. Talk to him. Be sympathetic.
Yes, sir?
Try to give him a little more of your time. If he feels you're concerned with him, he may not have to see any more of these things.
Well, what if he does, sir?
Well, then call me.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for all your help. Sir?
Yes?
Just in case I have to write up a report on this, how do you spell hallucinations?
Shot of you two guys running down the road here. Well, Jerry, where'd this Jeep come from?
Well, the key's in it.
Well, Find out who it belongs to and get it out of here. Drive it out of there yourself.
I don't know how you handle one of these things.
I know how to drive him. I'll take it out of there.
Oh, good. Okay, Jerry, I want to go back up the hill and get a setup up there.
Oh, my gosh. Hey! Oh, my goodness. They took my Jeep.
Listen to this, Vince. Just listen. Worcester Falls, Kansas. Several farmers here last night reported seeing strange objects in the sky. The most detailed description was given by Cyrus Plunkett, who said something shaped like a banana squash with red lights the size of tomatoes circled his barn for almost half an hour, scaring the chickens half to death. What do you think of that?
I think Cyrus Plunkett and Gomer Pyle are two of a kind.
You mean you don't believe these fellows saw them either? Sarge, there's a story like this in the papers almost every day.
Boyle, will you pardon me? Until one of them things actually lands and they show it on television, I'm gonna have my reservations. Do you mind?
But Sarge, there's just too many of these sightings. They can't all be just people's imaginations.
Then look, Boyle, it stands to reason. If them people went to all that trouble to come from millions of miles away, why didn't they at least stop and say hello?
But Pyle said they did.
And that's another thing. If they're smart enough to do all that, why do they want to stop and talk to Pyle of all people on this earth, huh? Answer me that, huh?
Look, Sarge, don't get me in the middle. I don't know if Pyle saw one or he talked to one. I'm just saying that there are reportings like this in the paper every day.
Sergeant Carter, I'm all out of breath. I run all the way.
Yeah, what is it now, Pyle?
The Jeep. They took the Jeep. One of them took the Jeep and drove right away with it.
They did? Who did, Pyle? Who took the Jeep?
One of them little men. I got out to see if I could find them again. And when I turned around, one of them was driving the Jeep away.
You actually saw one of these little men get in a Jeep and drive away?
I saw him, Sergeant. I saw him with my very own eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that's very interesting, Pyle. Look, why don't you wait outside a minute? I gotta make a phone call.
But, Sergeant Carter, that was government property. Where was he going with it?
I don't know, Pyle. Just wait outside a minute.
I think we ought to go right back out there and comb the entire area.
Oh, yeah, sure. Good idea. Just as soon as I make this phone call, I'll be right with you.
I feel just awful about this, Sergeant. But how was I to know that one of them little men could drive a Jeep?
Well, maybe they have Jeeps up there, too, huh?
You really think so, Sergeant?
Look, Pyle, will you just wait outside?
All right, Sergeant.
What do you think now? Even Cyrus Plunkett never saw one of them get in a Jeep and drive away.
I guess you're right, Vince.
I know I'm right. This kid's in bad shape.
Yes, Sergeant. He what? They did. Well, it seems to me there's only one thing for you to do at this point. Why don't you go out there with him?
Well, all right, if you say so, sir. But what do you think really happened to the Jeep?
I don't know. He might have forgotten where he parked it. Or possibly he deliberately hid it. The whole point is to get you out there with him, it seems to me. So go, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. I'll call you when we get back.
Well, what'd he say, Vince?
He said I should go out there in the woods with Pyle and look around.
What I've been saying all along, see?
Looks like Pyle's in for a few sessions with the doc.
No kidding.
Hallucinations.
What?
Seeing things, don't you know? Okay, Pyle. Come on, let's go. You drive. Take us out where you left the Jeep. I mean, where those little men stole the Jeep.
Sergeant, before we go, could I ask you something?
What, Pyle?
Well, I get the feeling that you don't believe me. Am I right, Sergeant?
What do you mean, Pyle?
Well, from the sound of your voice, you sound like you don't believe me about the Jeep. And that means you don't believe me about the flying saucers or the little men either.
Well, it is kind of strange. The whole story. Don't you agree?
But do you believe me, Sergeant?
Oh, well,
Well, I sure hope so, 'cause I never have lied to you, Sergeant. I never have lied to you as long as I've known you, since I've been a Marine. And I never will either.
Come on, Pyle, let's get started.
And cut. Okay, that was fine, people. Okay for everybody here? All right, then, that'll do it.
All right, that's a wrap. We're all through here, folks. Let's start getting the stuff in the truck.
What about the Jeep?
Oh, I forgot about that. Have somebody drive it up on the road where we found it.
Right. Driver, you gotta drive on that Jeep.
There it is, Sergeant. I just don't understand it. It's right where I left it.
Yeah, there it is, all right.
Well, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. It wasn't here the last time I was here. I mean, I parked it here, and then it was gone. I mean, it was here, and then it wasn't here.
Yeah, Pyle.
I went right down here behind those bushes to have a look, and when I turned around, one of those little men was driving it off. Hey, maybe they're still down there.
Are you sure you were wearing your watch while we were having lunch?
Yeah. There they are. There they are. Sergeant Carter, they're here. Hey, fellas, would you wait here just 1 minute? It's really important. I mean, no go. You stay. I come back. Sergeant Carter. Sergeant Carter. Come quick. They're right over in there, and I told them to wait, so come on, hurry.
Look, Pyle.
Please, Sergeant, they may go away again, so please, come on, hurry.
I don't know, maybe I didn't have it when we were having lunch.
Hey, Russ, maybe you dropped it getting off the truck.
Hey, maybe I did. Come on, let's go look.
Right up here, Sergeant. They're right up here. Hey, fellers. Fellers. Boys. Little man. They were right here, Sergeant, right here on this spot. I saw them, I really did.
Pyle. Listen, Pyle, I want to talk to you.
About what, Sergeant?
Do you feel I've been neglecting you lately? I mean, not paying enough attention to you?
Well, no, Sergeant.
I know I don't see you as much as I did in boot camp, but I want you to know that I think about you a lot.
Well, I think about you a lot, too, Sergeant.
Well, that's good. Anyway, I want you to know that whatever happens to you from now on and wherever you may go, my thoughts will go with you.
Go? But I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's a matter of opinion, Pyle. In any case, I want you to know that if I've ignored you, I'm sorry. Now, why don't you just drive back to the base? I'll take the other Jeep.
But aren't we going to go look for those little men anymore, Sergeant?
No, I know where the little men are, Pyle.
You do? Where?
Well, you get the Jeep back to the barracks and wait for me, and then we'll go over and see someone who knows all about the little man.
Who's that, Sergeant?
Well, we'll just pay a visit to sick bay, and then you can have a talk.
Sick bay? You said you believe me, Sergeant, and you don't. You think everything I've told you's a story, don't you?
Please, Pyle. I believe that you think you saw someone. That's why we got to go over to sick bay, and you got to talk to the doc.
You don't believe me. You really don't believe me.
Well, that's what the doctors are there for. I mean, when a guy starts seeing things...
You don't believe that I saw those little men just now or any time?
Well, that's not important, whether I believe you or not.
I just want you to know one thing, Sergeant. I didn't lie to you, and I never will.
Pyle?
To see a watch, did you? I think I lost it someplace around here.
Hey, Russ! I found it! I found it! Here it is!
Great! Where'd you find it?
Well, how about it? We can't wait any longer. What is it with you people anyway? Two of you looking for a watch? One of you sacked out of sleep someplace? Come on, get in the bus.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, you guys been here all day? You making a movie?
Yeah, that's right.
A movie about space and flying saucers and everything?
That's right. Hey, look, buddy, I gotta go.
Listen, am I glad to see you?
Yeah?
Yeah! He saw him. He really did see him. That's it. So what you saw, Pyle, was just some guys making a movie, that's all.
For gosh sake, Sergeant, that sure relieves my mind. A movie, think of that.
Well, if you had any brains, Pyle, you'd have known immediately that's what it was. I mean, things like that always have a logical explanation.
You knew right away, huh, Sergeant?
Of course, the minute I laid eyes on her.
Well, it sure looked like the real thing to me. But the main thing is that you know that I wasn't lying to you. That's all I care about.
Yeah, but you did the right thing coming to me right off and telling me about it. You should never be afraid to come to me and tell me about anything that bothers you. If you can't figure it out, I'll help you with it. Will you remember that?
I sure am glad to hear you say that, Sergeant, because there is something I was afraid to tell you.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, you won't be angry with me, will you?
Of course not. You heard what I just said.
And you will believe me, won't you, Sergeant?
I'll believe you. What is it?
Well, last night, right before I went to sleep, there was the funniest noise coming from underneath the barracks. And since you took my troll doll, I hate to think what it is. Do you think that underneath the barracks we might...
Knock it off, Pyle. Get back to work and finish some windows. Move it. All the dumb, lame-brained ideas.
Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter?
Huh?
Sergeant, you should just see it. You should just see it.
Huh? Just see what?
The Capitol building. The sun just come out from behind the cloud, and the dome is glistening bright as anything.
That's nice.
Sergeant, you know, I was just thinking, you and I hadn't had a chance to do any sightseeing together since we've been here in Washington. And since I don't have to rehearse for the show today, I thought now might be a good time to do it.
Uh-huh.
The hotel clerk downstairs gave me these tourist brochures, and I thought it might be fun if we went over and had a look at the Library of Congress.
Library of Congress, huh?
Uh-huh. And then we could head on over to the Bureau of Engraving and watch them print up some money, then maybe to the U.S. Naval Observatory or the Botanical Gardens.
Sounds very interesting, Pyle. I hope you have a great time.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Well, ain't you coming?
No. I happen to have a very important date with a certain Miss Rose Pilchick. Remember? That little number at the All-American Cafe? She's got the day off.
Well, it's such a perfect day for sightseeing, Sergeant. I just hate for you to miss all these sights.
Rose is like one of the family, and I'd hate to disappoint her.
Well, if she's family, why don't you bring her along?
Well, this kind of family you don't take to the Bureau of Engraving. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta get going. I promised Rosie I'd pick her up at 11:30.
Well, okay, Sergeant. But later on, if you and Miss Pilchett get bored, we could arrange to meet at the Jefferson Memorial. That's a perfect place to meet and meditate. If you don't believe me, they got some pictures in here of it. Of course, there's lots of places we can meet. We could meet the FBI building. Oh, here it is. Here's the Jefferson Memorial, and there's just a whole slew of pictures. See, Sergeant? Sergeant Carter? Sergeant Carter? Sergeant?
Take a cab! Taxi! Taxi!
Sergeant, look. The Jefferson Memorial.
Yeah. A taxi!
Sergeant, even if we don't all get together, I still think that you and Miss Pilchek should try to take in some of the sights. It is really thrilling and educational to be so close to the seat of our government. And it really makes you feel proud. It makes you feel like this really is the land where our fathers died and the land of the pilgrims.
Pyle, what are you talking about?
Washington, America, Sergeant. Don't you get a certain feeling just being here?
I'm getting a feeling I'm never going to get a taxi.
Hey there, young fella, what you doing over here by yourself? You better get up off the street. Where are you folks and why aren't you in school today?
Taxi! Taxi! Boy, oh boy, it's murder to try to get a cab around here. What's this, Pyle? Where'd the kid come from?
I don't know, Sergeant. I just saw him over here looking kind of lost and started talking to him, but he won't answer me. Maybe you'd have more luck.
What's the matter, kid? Something wrong? Come on, say something.
僕は迷っています。家に帰りたいのだ。
That's Japanese. He says he's lost and he wants to go home.
Golly, how'd you know that?
I spent a lot of time in the Far East, Pyle. You know that. Don't you speak English, kid? Eigo hanashi masu ka?
いいえ、日本からです。僕の名前はタクモロトキと言います。
What'd he say, Sergeant? What'd he say?
He says he's from Japan. His name is Toki.
He sure is a long way from home. I wonder what he's doing way over here in Washington.
He's probably with one of them embassy families. Taishika kara desu ka?
Doggone how you talk that.
Taishika kara desu ka? I guess he ain't. He must be with tourists or some people over on business. The best thing to do is turn him over to the police and let them take care of it.
The police? Well, it seems a shame to do a thing like that.
Well, what are we going to do with him, Pyle? The police are set up to take care of lost kids.
I suppose you're right. It's probably the only thing to do. But hadn't you better explain to him first in Japanese so he'll know what we're doing?
Okay. Toki, keisatsu ni tanumuyo.
Sergeant, I don't think he likes the idea. Look how frightened he is.
Well, what do you want me to do? I'm late for a date.
But just look at him, a little boy all alone in a strange city. It can be a terrifying experience. I remember once when I was little, my mama took me shopping to Moss Backer's department store, and I got lost back there in the gardening department. There I was back there playing among the lawnmowers. And when I looked up, she was gone. And boy, I was really scared. Even to this day, when I see somebody out mowing the lawn, I get a sick feeling right in the pit of my stomach.
Well, what do you suggest we do with this kid? Adopt him?
No, Sergeant, but I think the friendly thing to do would be to get his address and take him home.
Okay, I'll get his address. But forget about taking him. I got no time. We'll put him in a cab. Tukoni, Sunday Ido Jushowa?
2130 Wakasa Boulevard に連れて行って。
He lives at 2130 MacArthur Boulevard.
Good going, Sergeant. That's what I call real good detective work.
Yeah, let's get him home. Now all we need is a taxi. Try and get one.
Taxi.
How did you do that, Pyle? How did you get a taxi so fast?
I don't know, Sergeant. I just grinned and waved.
Come on. Drivers, take the kid to 2130 MacArthur Boulevard. Here, this ought to cover it.
And drive real slow, because he's probably not used to anything faster than rickshaws.
Hey, kid, what are you doing here? Get back in the cab. You're going home. I mean, uchi ni kairu no yo.
あれ、やだ。怖いよ。
What did he say, Sergeant? What?
Oh, great. He's afraid to go alone.
Well, maybe I better ride along with him and keep him company.
A good idea. Get going.
Sergeant, there's just one problem, though.
What?
Well, what if an emergency comes up?
An emergency?
Well, yeah, suppose he gets sick and tries to tell me I won't be able to understand. And what if his folks are not home? What'll I do with him? Sergeant, come with us, please.
どうぞ。ね。どうぞ。
All right. We'll both take him. I'll have to call Rosie and tell her I'll be a little late. You and your lost kids. Wait in a taxi.
Vince, where are you? Anything wrong?
Well, I just called to tell you I'll be a little late, Rosie. I was on my way over when Pyle ran into this lost kid.
Lost kid?
Yeah, of all times. The kid's Japanese, and I'm the only one that can understand him, so I'm trapped into taking him home.
Vince, what a nice thing to do.
It is?
Yeah. You taking the time and trouble to help a child in need. I think it's marvelous.
Marvelous, yeah. Well, that's just what I said to Pyle when we found the little fella. Here's a marvelous chance, I said, to do a good turn. I mean, what kind of person are you if you can't help out a poor, lost kid?
You know, Vince, This is a side of you I've never seen before. You know what you got? Compassion.
Yeah, well, kids and animals are my weakness. Probably be my undoing.
Oh, don't say that, honey. Why, it's a quality in a man I really admire.
It is? Well, look, Rosie, baby, I'll be right over just as soon as I dump the kid. I mean, take the child home.
Oh, well, take your time, honey. I'm not ready anyway. I'm just fixing my face.
Don't overdo it, baby. There's no use fooling with perfection.
Oh, man.
Look, Rosie, I gotta go now. The meter's running. I'll be there before you know it. What's going on? This is an amusement park.
This must be the place. Just look at the way his face is beaming. His house must be around here somewheres.
Yeah, he seems to recognize it all right. I don't get it. I just don't get it, Pyle. This don't seem to be a home unless they got a roller coaster in the living room.
Just don't understand it, Sergeant. Maybe you got the wrong address. Maybe you got your Japanese mixed up.
Look, Pyle, there's nothing wrong with my Japanese. Now, the only thing to do with this kid is to turn him over to the cops like I wanted to do in the first place.
Please, Sergeant, let's don't do that. Ask him one more time, and I'm sure he'll give you the right address.
Pyle!
Please, Sergeant, just one more time. It won't take long, and you'll be on your way.
All right, kid, we gotta try it one more time, and this time get it right. Dukoni sunde iru Joshua. Let's have it.
ちょっと一遍乗せてよ一遍
Did he tell you, Sergeant?
He wants to go on a ride first before he'll talk. How do you like that?
No, Sergeant. That might not be a bad idea. It might be just the thing.
Huh?
That's using child psychology.
What?
Well, lots of times the only way to get anything out of a child is by humoring him. And if we give him a ride, then he'll be nice and relaxed, and then he'll tell us where he lives.
Oh, no. No kid is gonna blackmail me. No, sir.
Sergeant, he might not tell us otherwise.
The answer is no, Pyle. N-O. There will be no rides. Is that clear? No rides.
What are you doing in an amusement park, Vince?
You see, honey, the little lost kid gave us the wrong address, and I'm waiting for him to come up with the right one. In the meantime, I'm using child psychology.
Huh?
Yeah, the best way to get things out of a child is to humor it.
Well, that's fine, Vince. But meantime, this is my only day off, and this apartment is stifling. And I can't keep taking showers, so you'd better hurry.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else is good? You take cold washcloths and you wrap them around your wrist. Hello? Hello? All right, Pyle, is the kid all humored up now? Is he ready to talk? Because time is running out on me and my date, so this better be it.
I think he's nice and relaxed now, Sergeant. He'll probably tell you, so ask him.
All right, kid. Now, Dukane Sunderu. Come on, I'm asking you. Dukane Sunderu. Toki, Dukane Sunderu. Joshua.
僕忘れた
Did you hear that, Pyle? Did you hear the latest? He don't remember. Well, what do we do now? Don't just stand there with your mouth open. What do we do now? He don't remember. He says he don't remember.
Excuse us, Toki.
Well, what's the excuses? He don't understand you.
Sergeant, a terrible thought just occurred to me. You know what I think he's got? I think the poor little feller's got amnesia.
Amnesia?
Yeah, that's probably the reason he can't remember his right address. I remember seeing this movie once about an amnesia victim called Make Way for Mr. Nobody. It was this concert violinist, and he was in this accident, and he woke up in the hospital and couldn't remember who he was. Well, he fell in love with his nurse, and they was about to get married. He didn't realize that he already had a wife and 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl.
Well, what is all this? What does it have to do with a kid?
Well, don't you see, Sergeant? It could be like the fella in the movie.
All right, Pyle, let's just say you're right. Supposing the kid does have amnesia, that's all the more reason to turn him over to the authorities and let them handle him.
Oh, no, Sergeant, that might make it worse. At least he knows who we are. But the authorities, they'd be complete strangers to him. He might not ever talk to them.
So what do you suggest?
Well, we could give him a few more rides. Little by little, as he gets to know us better, he'll relax and start remembering. Okay, Sergeant?
Okay.
Boy, it's a lucky thing you speak Japanese.
Yeah. Bakiru.
What does that mean?
Guess.
Sergeant, having the time of his life. You'd never know to look at him that he's got amnesia.
Well, maybe now he don't. You having a good time? Ika? You enjoying yourself? No more Shiroi? Good. Koni Sundero.
さあ、15とオハイオドライブ、サウスウエストに行こう。
It worked. Did you hear that, Pyle? He told me where he lived. He lives at 15th and Ohio Drive, Southwest. How about that?
I knew it, Sergeant. I knew it. It was your patience and understanding and willingness to take the time. Sergeant, you're one of the most patient men.
Come on, let's go. Swan boat rides? This is a boat rental place. He did it to us again.
Sergeant, you know what I think? I think this poor little feller's done got himself a relapse.
The boat basin? What are you doing way out over there?
Well, it's a long story, honey. But I came up with a fantastic diagnosis. The kid's got himself a case of amnesia.
Amnesia? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's a medical term for loss of memory.
I know what it means, Vince. But what's that got to do with you being out there with the boats?
Well, I know it sounds weird, but it's all part of the therapy. In fact, I got Pyle out on the boat right now trying to bring the kid around.
When are you going to bring yourself around, Vince? We were supposed to have lunch together, and here it is almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we make it an early dinner? You name the restaurant. Champagne, candlelight, dancing to the jukebox, just the two of us. And then after that, hello? Well, okay, did the kid get his ride?
No, Sergeant, we waited on you.
Huh?
Toki insisted he won't do anything without you.
Pyle, I don't have time for a boat ride.
どうぞ、一緒に。どうぞ。
Don't tell me what he said, Sergeant, or I'll think I'll cry. My, that was really relaxing. I don't think Toki's ever been so relaxed. Won't you ask him now, Sergeant?
Don't worry, I will. Dokane Sunderu.
さあ、イーストカピトルと22ノースイーストだ。
He told you, didn't he, Sergeant?
Take it easy, Pyle. How do we know this is really the right address?
Well, Sergeant, from all I've ever heard about amnesia victims, they start remembering things gradually, like that fella in the movie.
All I know is this kid has given us 2 bum steers already.
But don't you see, Sergeant? He could remember all kinds of addresses before he gets the right one. But I'm sure this is it, Sergeant. I just know it is.
So this is it, huh, Pyle? East Capitol and 22nd Northeast, also known as D.C. Stadium, the home of the Washington Senate.
Just don't understand, Sergeant.
Well, I do. This whole thing is nothing but a great big put-on, and he's an out-and-out little phony.
Phony?
Look at the evidence. His first address was an amusement park. Then he took us for a boat ride, and we wind up here at the ballpark. Doesn't that look a little suspicious, Pyle, even to you?
Well, I'll admit it does, Sergeant, but I'm sure there's an explanation.
I suppose we should take him in there, and while he's relaxing, watching the ball game, he'll come up with the right address.
Say, that might just work. Give him one more chance. That's a great idea, Sergeant.
Yeah, well, you take him in because I'm leaving. I have had it. My babysitting job is over.
But, Sergeant...
Goodbye, Pyle. Goodbye and good luck. Enjoy the ball game. Have a good time. I'll see you around. And Toki, sayonara.
もう行くの？サージェントさん？
That's right, Toki. I'm leaving.
父ちゃん、さよなら。
What did he say, Sergeant?
Nothing.
He said something nice. What did he say?
Nothing. He said goodbye, Daddy.
Oh, ain't that nice. Well, goodbye, Sergeant, and thank you for everything, and don't worry about us. We'll do the very best we can.
Yeah. Well, so long. Rosie, listen, this is it. I swear, the kid's last chance. If he don't come up with the right address, I'm through. I'm washing my hands of the whole thing.
Really, Vince?
Oh, absolutely, honey. For the rest of the day, I'll be yours.
Oh, my. Oh, that's wonderful, Vince. I can hardly wait.
Oh, honey, then you really understand?
Of course I understand, Vince. I understand that I spent $10 to have my hair done and another $5 for a facial, which I never get. And here I am standing with a whole new head for nothing.
Rosie?
And I'll tell you something else. Nobody else ever did this to me before. Make a date with me and stand me up. I spent all day getting ready and went out and bought a brand new dress. Just who do you think you are, you call?
Hey, Sergeant, look, the bases are loaded with a time run on third.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I don't know who's up next, but he sure is in a position of responsibility.
He's safe by a mile! What's the matter, Mom? You blind?
Hey, that Pyle, the kid speaks English.
Go all right.
All right, come on. All right, you little phony. Now let's have it. We want the whole story and fast. And don't give us that Japanese routine. You know how to speak English. All right, kid, where do you live? The truth. Let's have it.
Okay, I'll tell the truth. I live at the Japanese embassy.
Did you hear that, Pyle? Did you hear that? When I asked him before, he denied he lived there.
That wasn't a very honest thing to do, Toki. Why didn't you tell us the truth?
I was afraid if I told you, you'd take me there.
Huh?
Well, if that's your home, why wouldn't you want to go there?
Well, I stay at the embassy all the time. I've been in Washington many months and never go any place but school. I never see anything.
Oh, you're breaking my heart. If you ask me, you're nothing but a spoiled, rotten little kid and a con artist. And if I was your father, I'd bend you over my knee and whale the tar out of you.
I'm sorry and I apologize. But you see, I thought the only way to have fun was to make American friends. And you're sure good friends, because I think today was the nicest day I ever had in my whole life. Thank you very much, Sergeant, and thank you, Gomer.
You know something? I think it was a nice day, too.
Come on, Sergeant. Now I'll really show you where I live.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the rush? The game ain't over yet.
But don't you want to take me home?
I'll take you home when I'm good and ready. Now, come on. See the rest of the game. Now, remember, we're just going to drop him off and beat it. I called up and told him we were bringing him home, and that's it.
Okay, Sergeant, but what's the hurry?
Well, I've been thinking, maybe if I gave Rose another call, she may have cooled down by now, and I can talk her into going out with me tonight.
That's a good idea, Sergeant. When she hears the whole story, I'm sure she'll forgive you, and I'll back you up all the way.
Talkie. This is my sister.
Your sister?
Miyoshi, these are my friends, Gomer Pyle and Sergeant Carter.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Yes, we certainly are glad to make your acquaintance.
Thank you, Sergeant. You have been kind to my brother, and my family is very grateful.
Oh, don't even bother to mention it. I mean, we had all the fun, and I don't know when I've seen a nicer boy.
Please come in. Won't you join us for tea?
Well...
No, thank you, ma'am. Sergeant Carter's got some real important social business to take care of.
Well...
He's trying to patch things up with his girlfriend, Rose Pilchick. They had this little misunderstanding.
Oh, I see.
Well, it's nothing really urgent, and I...
Sergeant, you've given us too much of your time already.
But
Perhaps some other time. Thank you again. Come, Talkie.
Pyle, do you know what you did? She was about to invite me in for tea.
Yeah, I know, Sergeant. Wasn't we lucky to get out of it? You could have been stuck in there for hours.
Pyle! Never mind. Don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me. Back your old... Okay, it's open for $1.
Okay, Vince, I'm in.
I'll see it.
Come on, Carter, deal him like you knew how.
Listen to the Maharaja of the mess hall. How many cards?
I'll take 3.
Give me 2.
And I'll play these. It'll cost you 2 clams to see 'em.
Okay, Vince, I'll keep you honest.
That's it for me.
Read 'em and weep, sucker. 2 pair, aces and jacks.
Not so fast, sport. I got 15.
What?
3 little 5s.
Looks like he outdrew you, Sarge.
You should only have such luck with your chow, Hacker. We'd be eating like kings.
I don't know about my chow, but I just cooked your goose. Cooked this goose.
Hey, Sergeant, I got it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? You told me to stop by and pick up your uniform at the dry cleaners.
Dry cleaners? He's already been taken to the cleaners, haven't you, Vince?
Okay, Pyle, just hang in the locker. Wait a minute, let's see what kind of work they did. No, that's not my uniform. That's skirt. It's a woman's.
Why don't you try it on, Vince? Maybe it'll change your luck.
Can't you ever do anything right? I gave you a simple little job. Go over to the cleaners and pick up my uniform. Was that too much for that peanut brain of yours to absorb?
Well, I'm sorry about that, Sergeant, but it said Sergeant Carter on the bill.
It did? Where? You're right, Pyle, it did. It says Carter, all right. Sergeant Gloria Carter.
Well, I'll be. Gloria Carter. Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Knock it off, Pyle. Just double time over to that dry cleaners and pick up my uniform. Now, is that clear, or should I write it down? Go!
Right, Sergeant. I can't imagine how a mistake like that happened. Imagine me...
Move! All the nitwits. You know, I used to have plans of being a 30-year man. But with a guy like Pyle in my outfit, I don't know. Any day now, any day.
Yeah. Well, as my old mess sergeant used to say, no matter how you stir the pot, you only get out of it what you put into it.
Huh? What is that supposed to mean?
What's it supposed to mean? Well, I was just saying a guy like Pyle needs special attention, and he's just not getting it. Can you open, Boyle?
Hold on, Hacker. What kind of attention ain't he getting?
What kind? Understanding. You know, a guy that knows how to work with him. And it's just possible, Vince, that you don't know how to handle him. And can you open?
I don't know how to handle him. Well, what are you heading at, Hacker? That you know how to handle him?
Well, I've had guys like Pyle in my mess hall. Some even worse. I remember one bird brain, he couldn't even handle a can opener. But I worked with him, gave him a little encouragement, and then within 1 week, he was able to prepare a meal for the whole company.
Well, what do you know, Boyle? We got a miracle worker sitting here, a regular miracle worker.
Can we play?
And what are you suggesting, Hacker? That you can work a miracle with Pyle, too?
No miracle, Vince. Just the right approach. You see, the trouble with you is you have no tact.
I got no what?
Tact. You see, the difference between us is that I have feelings for human beings. And let's face it, Vince, you don't. As a matter of fact, sometimes you are downright crude.
Crude? Who are you calling crude?
You, I'm calling you crude.
Fellas, please, can we
You know
play?
what I ought to do? I ought to turn him over to you. That's right, you got all that tact and feeling for people. I ought to give him to you as a present.
Why don't you? I couldn't do any worse with them than you had.
Okay, he's yours. And while we're at it, suppose we put a little bet on it.
A bet? Who said anything about a bet?
Well, you're the big genius that took some goof up and had him turn out a meal. There's no reason you can't do the same thing with Pyle, is there?
Pyle? Cook a meal?
Hey, he's pretty big with the talk, ain't he, Boyle, huh? But when it comes to putting up the dough...
Okay, I'll do it. I did it with one knucklehead, I can do it with another.
You mean you're gonna take Pyle on?
Yeah, I'll take him on, just to prove something to you, Vince.
Okay, how much?
You tell me.
Well, since you're loaded down with tact, shall we say 50?
All right, let's say 50. But remember, I'm not promising Pyle will be the head chef at the Waldorf. He'll just be able to prepare a meal by himself.
You heard him. $50. By this time next week, Pyle cooks a meal all on his own, right, Hacker?
Right, yeah.
Oh, and just one more little thing. About that meal, Hacker, we have to live after it.
The mess hall? You mean you're putting me on KP?
Oh, no, Pyle. This has nothing to do with KP. You see, there's this new regulation that all Marines have to be able to double up in different jobs, you know, in case of emergency. So, knowing how you love to eat, I thought you'd be perfect for the kitchen.
Well, does this mean that I'm going to be over there all the time? You're not trying to get rid of me, are you, Sergeant?
Oh, I know, Pyle. How could you think such a thing? This is just a temporary assignment for a week. And what a great opportunity.
Really?
Oh, sure. Everybody wanted the job. But Sergeant Hacker asked for you special.
He did? Well, I sure hope I'm worthy of the job.
Oh, you are, Pyle. You are. You're going to be just great. The fact is, I've got every confidence in the world in you.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Knowing that you feel that way about it, I'm going to go over there to the mess hall tomorrow and give it everything I've got.
Good. Good boy. You will? Well, remember, Pyle, we're all only human, and sometimes even the best of us make mistakes.
Don't you worry, Sergeant. I won't let you down.
Yeah, well, whatever you do, Pyle, just be yourself, and everything will work out fine.
How do you mean that?
I mean, don't do anything to change the way you are. I mean, just be yourself.
All right, snap it up in there now. We're a little behind this morning. Pyle? Where's Pyle? He was here a minute ago. Pyle?
Here I am, Sergeant. I had to go change my hat. The other one was kind of loose, and I didn't want it to fall into breakfast.
Yeah, fine, Pyle, fine. But stay close. Stay real close. Now, you're my #1 assistant, and I'm counting on you.
Well, I sure appreciate that, Sergeant. And believe me, I'm going to do my best. I mean, you won't be sorry for all the faith and trust you have in me.
Yeah, sure, Pyle. Now, let's see. I want to put you on something nice and simple. There it is. Now, since this is your first day in the kitchen, I'm going to put you on oatmeal.
You mean I'm going to get to make the oatmeal? I ain't had a recipe for oatmeal.
No, Pyle, no. The oatmeal's all ready to go. You see, the ingredients are all in there cooking away. Now, all you have to do is stir. Now, watch me. Now, you see, that's all there is to it. You just make circles. Nice, round circles. Now, why don't you try it, Pyle?
Okay. Like this?
Aye, that's perfect. Just perfect. I've never seen anybody take the stirring just like that.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. It's just one question, though. Is it okay if I change directions and go like this?
Sure, anything you want, Pyle. Backwards, forwards, sideways.
Can I make numbers and X's like a figure 8?
Sure, Pyle. X's, numbers, doodles, anything you want. But just keep stirring. Now, I'm going to go out and check on the steam tables. If you need anything, just call me.
Right, Sergeant. You go about your business and just leave the oatmeal to me. Say, that's a pretty heavy load you got there. Let me give you some help. There you go. Boy, this is way too big a bundle for any one man.
Oatmeal! Pyle! The oatmeal! Pyle!
You call me Sergeant, I was just helping. Shazam! Oatmeal is boiling over.
Yeah, sure it's boiling over. Why is it boiling over? Because you stopped stirring. You did stop stirring, didn't you, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant, I got no excuse. I left my post. Oh, I feel just terrible.
Yeah, well, get him up. Just get him up.
I will, Sergeant. I'll get him up. Right away, right away. You just wait right here.
Wow, what happened here?
What does it look like?
Well, we better do something fast, Sergeant. The guys are lining up for chow. What are we going to do about the oatmeal?
Yeah, well, we just have to give them what's left. That's all. Get a rag and start cleaning it up. And the rest of you, move around there. Okay, come on. Keep it moving there.
I mean, that's it? Come on. Stop with the jokes. Put something in there.
Come on, Carter. Move it along. You're holding up the line.
What do you mean? How are you guys putting out food for canaries? You feed Marines. Come on, let's go.
Look, Carter, you got more than enough. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Besides, we've been wasting too much food in this mess hall, and I'm calling a halt to it.
Hold on, Hacker. What are you talking about? There's nothing in there.
Waste not, want not. Now move it.
I don't know. There's something phony going on around here.
Hey, Sergeant Hacker, I finished all my mopping. I cleaned up the whole mess. Hey, Sergeant Carter. Boy, when oatmeal boils over, it really boils over.
Yeah, well, okay, Pyle, come on, let's
get... I should have known. It boiled over? We're out of oatmeal because of you, huh, Pyle?
That's right, Sergeant. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility. It's just like I was telling Sergeant Hacker.
Yeah, okay, Pyle, come on, back in the kitchen. We got a lot of work to do. Fill up those salt shakers, huh?
Right, Sergeant. Sure hope you enjoy the oatmeal, Sergeant, or what's left of it.
Oh, I I will. I'll enjoy it like it was a $50 dinner.
Okay now, Pyle, like I told you, we're going to forget all about what happened at breakfast. We're going to start fresh. We're going to pretend that you've never been in this kitchen before, all right?
Okay, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, you see, what we got to do, Pyle, is start from the beginning. We got to get you acquainted with all the fundamentals here. And by the time we're through, you're going to be able to cook a meal all by yourself.
Golly, Sergeant. Me cook a meal by myself? Well, I appreciate your faith in me, Sergeant, but I don't think I could ever do that.
Confidence, Pyle, confidence. Now, let's take a reading on the stuff we're going to be using, all right? Well, now, first of all, this is a stove.
Oh, I already knew that.
Well, it never hurts to be sure. Now, repeat after me. Skillet.
Skillet.
And chopping block.
Chopping block.
Good. Soup ladle.
Soup ladle.
Potato masher.
Potato masher.
Meat cleaver.
Meat cleaver.
Good. I think that's about enough for a start. Now, let's review what we learned, shall we?
Skillet.
Good.
Soup ladle.
Very good.
You just told me. Now, don't tell me.
Me.
Oh, I know. No, meat axe.
No, it's not a meat axe. It's a meat cleaver. A cleaver. Now, pay attention, Pyle. You'll never learn to cook. Now, get this through your head.
What's going on here? That cleaver hacker, what are you trying to do? Just because he ruined the oatmeal?
Knock it off, Carter.
Sergeant Hacker here was giving me a cooking lesson.
Yeah. Well, that'll be all for the first lesson, Pyle. Why don't you go take a break?
Well, thank you, Sergeant. And I sure am enjoying the course. You just call me when you get ready for another class. Chopping block, meat cleaver.
Come on, Charlie. Stop kidding around. Why don't you admit he's impossible and toss in the dish towel?
I got till Friday. That's all I'm saying.
You're beginning to get the problem, buddy boy? You still think all Pyle needs is the right approach, huh?
I got till Friday. That's all I'm saying.
Well, just remember, Hacker, by Friday, he fixes that meal and you're out to 50.
Just don't you worry about him. I still say all he needs is a little patience and encouragement, which is what I'm giving him, and he'll be fine, just fine.
Well, look who they got serving up the noon chow.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball, would you care for some mashed potatoes?
Oh, sure, Pyle. Load me up.
I'll take some too, Pyle.
Hey, Sergeant, guess what?
Huh? What's the matter, Pyle?
I made these mashed potatoes myself.
You did? No kidding. Hey, Boyle, you hear that? Pyle made the mashed potatoes.
Shh. I don't want the other cooks to hear. They'll think I'm pushing myself.
Oh, sure, Pyle, sure. They look delicious. You did a great job.
Thank you, Sergeant. I can hardly wait for you to taste them.
Yeah, well, we can hardly wait either. Right, Boyle?
Let me know what you think. If you want seconds, there's plenty more.
Hey, Vince, you think Pyle really made these potatoes by himself?
I don't know, but here's where we find out. He made them. Hacker! Oh, Mess Sergeant Hacker!
What do you want, Carter? I'm busy.
I understand that Pyle made these potatoes all by himself.
That's right. Pyle made them. So what? What's wrong with them?
Well, Boyle and me was just wondering about the recipe. Did he use cement or wallpaper paste?
I had everything laid out for him. I even stood over him while he mixed the ingredients. How could he? Wait a minute. I remember. I went back to the reefer for some more milk. But I couldn't have been gone more than 45 seconds. He couldn't have.
Oh, yes, he could, Hacker. Leaving Pyle alone for 45 seconds is inviting disaster.
No, it's impossible. It can't be.
You know, Hacker, I almost feel sorry for you. If I was a real nice guy, I'd let you off the hook and call off the bet. But I'm not a nice guy, and you got a big mouth, so the bet's still on. He cooks the meal on Friday, which is tomorrow, is it not? Yes, sir, Boyle, this is it. D-Day, dinner day. 50 big ones coming my way. 5-0.
You sound awful confident, Sarge. You that positive Pyle's gonna blow the meal?
I'll tell you how positive I am. I'm going to call that fancy French joint in town, La Petite Chateau, and make a dinner reservation for Bunny and me. We got a lot of celebrating to do.
You sent for me, sir?
Yes, Sergeant. We just received word from the airstrip that Colonel Driscoll arrived from San Francisco, and we'll be eating at your mess this noon. I just thought you ought to know.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll cook up some T-bone steaks, a couple of baked potatoes.
Oh, no, nothing special. What are you serving the men?
Well, the menu calls for salmon croquettes, sir, but I'm sure that you and the Colonel would like something a little more elaborate.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Sergeant. Colonel Driscoll makes it a policy to always eat what the men are eating, so salmon croquettes will be fine.
But, sir, the croquettes, you see, I'm not sure about that. What I mean is, they may not come out the way we...
I know this is short notice, Sergeant, but whatever you have will be fine. That'll be all.
Aye, sir. Hey, Carter, it's all over. The bet's off. I gotta get over the mess hall.
Huh?
Colonel Driscoll's on the post. He's gonna eat at our mess hall.
Colonel Driscoll's going to eat Pyle's cooking? That's very funny.
Oh, yeah? How funny is it gonna be when he tastes the cooking and orders an investigation?
What do you mean?
Look, there's gotta be an investigation. The guys, they just beef a little. But the Colonel will order an investigation.
Huh?
Can't you see it's gotta come out that miserable meal is the result of a personal bet between you and me? You'll be in as much trouble as me.
So what do you suggest?
Our only hope is to get over there and doctor up Pyle's meal before the Colonel shows.
Well, come on, let's go. Yeah. Wait a minute. What if Pyle's cooking can't be fixed?
I don't know. We'll do something. We'll send out for Chinese. Vince, look.
We're too late. It's Colonel Driscoll with Colonel Gray.
Yeah, and look who's carrying their trays. Oh, somebody trip him. Somebody trip him, please. Oh, he's serving the meal. Vince, I can't watch anymore.
Pyle's handing out the napkins. Driscoll's picking up his fork. He's taking a bite. I can't watch either.
15 years. 15 years. I've been a mess sergeant for 15 years. And now to see it all go down the drain.
Easy, Charlie, easy.
You take it easy. All those years serving up chow in jungles, on beachheads, during air raids, in war and peace. All those years. And not once was I ever called up for a bad meal. And now this is the way it all ends. And it's all your fault.
My fault? My fault? Who opened his big mouth first?
Who wanted Pyle to cook a meal?
Yeah, but if you had to give me that static about him...
knock it off.
What do you mean, knock it off?
Sergeant Anchor, Sergeant Carter, the Colonel would like to see you both right away.
Sergeant Hacker reporting as ordered, sir.
Sergeant Carter reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease. I understand that you two men have had something to do with the preparation of this meal.
Yes, sir. We both share in the responsibility.
Good. Because I just want to say that is the best pork rinds and collard greens I have ever eaten. Not to mention those black-eyed peas, their grits and gravy, and that cherry cobbler. Well, boys, I haven't tasted cooking like that since I was a young'un back home in Georgia.
Pleasant surprise, Sergeant. I understood today's menu called for salmon croquettes.
Well, I guess I'm to blame for that, sir. You see, Sergeant, when I started fixing them salmon croquettes, I couldn't make heads nor tails out of that recipe. And I knew I couldn't let the fellers go away without eating. So I just got to thinking, and shazam, it come to me.
Shazam?
See, I remembered those Sunday church suppers back home and how I used to watch my Aunt Martha prepare all the fixings. So I just put my memory to work, and this is it.
Well, however you did it, son, it certainly was a pleasant surprise. And you deserve a lot of credit.
Well, thank you, Colonel, but I can't claim all the credit, because if it hadn't been for Sergeant Hacker here and Sergeant Carter, I never could have done it.
Hold it, son. You lost me there. What do you mean?
Well, be honest with you, Colonel. Up to now, I've been making a real mess here in the mess hall. But Sergeant Hacker here was just as patient as he could be. Hardly ever raised his voice to me. All he was worried about was me making a grade. Isn't that right, Sergeant Hacker?
Yeah, Pyle, sure, that's right.
And as for Sergeant Carter here, when I told him how bad things was going over here in the mess hall, he told me not to worry at all, said it was okay if I ruined a few meals. He said the only way to learn was by making mistakes. So you see, they deserve most of the credit. With faith and confidence like that, how could I go wrong?
Well, apparently you two sergeants have a real talent for handling men, and that's good.
Thank you, sir. All we can do is try. Give it our best.
But, of course, with a bright boy like Pyle here to work with, you really have no problems.
Yes, sir. He's one of my favorites. Bright as they come. Only wish I had more like him.
Well, Vince, all in all, I'd say we've been pretty lucky. Pretty lucky.
Yeah, Pyle really came through for us, didn't he?
He sure did. And speaking of coming through, how about paying off?
Paying off? What do you mean?
Well, the bet that Pyle could manage a meal all by himself.
Are you kidding? You called it off, don't you remember?
Oh, I called it off when I thought that I'd have to throw his meal out and cook one myself. But I didn't have to. Pyle's meal worked, so pay up.
So it worked. That's no credit to you. That's cooking he learned from his Aunt Martha. If I was going to pay anybody, I'd pay his Aunt Martha.
Oh, Vince, be fair.
Be fair, you be fair. You cancel out, the bet's off. Come on.
Well, all right. Maybe you're right.
You're darn right I'm right.
There, you got me on a technicality.
Yeah.
But you got to admit one thing. What I started out to prove. That if you show even a knucklehead like Pyle a little patience and understanding, he'll come through for you.
I don't know.
What do you mean? He did such a good job with lunch, I told him to go ahead and make dinner.
You did? He's making dinner?
Right now. Tact, Vince, tact. Just show him a little confidence and he'll come through. Why don't you admit it?
I don't know.
Admit it, admit it. All he needs...
What's that? I don't know. Thunder?
Could be a sonic boom.
Oh, no, it sounded closer, like it came from down around the mess hall.
The mess hall?
Sergeant Hacker, I got bad news about your stove.
Admit what, Hacker? What should I admit, huh? What? What should I admit, huh?
Lovely, isn't it?
Sure is. $70, huh?
Yes. And that includes the tax.
Well, okay. But I'll have to come back for it. I don't have all the money with me right now.
All right.
Don't worry, I won't be long.
$70? That's a pretty expensive present.
Look, I've known Bunny a lot of years. I can't be chintzy on her birthday. Besides, I got a lot of class, boy. And a lot of pride.
And no money.
Don't worry. I'll get it.
Easier said than done.
As long as I got buddies, I can always borrow. All I gotta do is... Hey, here comes Haskell. I'll bet you'll come up with what I need. Hiya, Haskell, old buddy.
Not a penny, Vince, not a penny.
Who needs him? I got lots of friends on this base, boy, lots of friends. What kind of friend are you? Look, Slatnik, last month when you needed $20, I gave it to you just like that. No questions asked, no strings attached. I gave it to you out of the goodness of my heart. And now when I... Huh? Same to you, fella.
Look, if you're so desperate for money, why don't you dig into your savings account?
What savings account?
You mean to tell me that after all these years you don't have something put away?
Yeah, I got a lot of expenses, Boyle. Like taking care of my mother, paying off a mortgage. Just last month I bought her a new septic tank. Yeah, Pyle, what do you want?
Excuse me, Sergeant. I don't mean to interrupt you, but you assigned me to extra cleaning duties, remember?
Oh, okay, get on it. Hey, we still haven't tried Hacker.
Hacker? You're kidding.
Give me Sergeant Hacker. He's in the mess hall. I know we don't get along, but I can handle him. All it takes is a little smooth talk. Charlie? Vince? How are things down at the mess hall, buddy? Hello? Hello?
Strike three and you're out.
This watch is something I gotta get for Bunny. It's the perfect birthday present.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Did you say it was Miss Bunny's birthday?
Yeah, today.
Well, ain't that nice? Be sure and wish her many happy returns of the day for me.
Yeah.
Look, Sarge, if you don't have the money to buy her a watch, why don't you give her some flowers or something? It's really the thought that counts.
No, Boyle. With me, it's first class or nothing.
Sergeant Carter?
Pyle, I thought you were supposed to be cleaning up.
I'm sorry, Sergeant, but I couldn't help overhearing you. Did you say you don't have any money to buy Miss Bunny a birthday present?
Yeah, but it doesn't concern you.
Well, I can lend you what you need.
Pyle, what's the matter with you? You've been in the Marine Corps long enough to know that a non-com can't borrow money from anybody of a lower rank. I could be court-martialed.
That's right, I forgot. It's a shame, though, because I got some money I could lend you.
Yeah, well, forget it.
I could go over right now and get it out of my savings.
I said forget it.
Yes, sir. I've even got some cash on me this minute. It ain't much, but it might help out.
Pyle.
I know it's against regulations. Sergeant, what if I was to accidentally leave the money on your desk and you was to accidentally find it?
Pyle, stop it!
Yes, sir.
How much money are you talking about? No, forget it.
Well, I guess you just have to forget about the watch.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, I can understand what happens when you pick up a paper and read about one of them crimes of passion. A guy can get so desperate for something that all of a sudden something in his brain snaps and pow! You can't get what you want one way, so you try another. You know what you're doing is wrong, but you do it anyway.
Ah!
Why, you're supposed to be working.
Terrible.
Oh, hello, Sergeant.
Hi. I'm back just like I said.
Good.
I'm afraid I wasn't able to come up with a whole $70.
Oh, that's all right. You can purchase this on our layaway plan. $14 down, got 6 months to pay off the balance.
Well, I got a counter offer. How about nothing down?
Come on now, Sergeant.
Just until payday, and then I'll give you the whole thing. No 6 months to pay.
Well, we have to have some sort of down payment as a binder. Even $1 would do it.
You mean for $1 down, I can take it with me?
Well, no, but we'd put it aside for you.
But I gotta have it tonight. I'll pay you the whole thing in a few days. Come on. It's my girlfriend's birthday.
Well...
Please?
Well, it's highly irregular, Sergeant, and I shouldn't be doing this.
Ah, you're a peach. That's $1, huh?
Uh-huh.
Can you lend me 7 cents?
Sergeant, if you'll just sign this payment receipt and fill in your outfit and commanding officer's name.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I gift wrap this for you?
Huh? Oh, no. I'll take it just like it is. I'm gonna give it to my girlfriend during dinner tonight. I'm gonna hide it in her salad. Romantic-like.
That sounds very nice.
I mean, you did say that's a stainless steel case, didn't you? Roquefort dressing won't corrode it or anything.
Oh, no. No, I think it'll be just fine.
No, fine ain't the word for it. It's gonna be beautiful, just beautiful. And thanks a million.
Uh-huh.
Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, yes, sir, Major. The supply requisitions? Yes, sir. I'll bring them right over.
Sorry, Sergeant, but I gotta do this for your own good.
Thank you.
Company B, Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter, this is Miss Johnson down at the PX. I sold you a watch this morning.
Oh, yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
Well, apparently you were so excited about your girl's birthday, you walked away without your watch.
Huh? I did what?
That's right, Sergeant. You must have left it on the counter.
But that can't be. Are you sure? Are you sure it's a little square one with a gold band?
Uh-huh, and the inset diamonds. I'm sure it's your watch, Sergeant. It's the only one we have like it.
Just a minute. Wait just a minute. Miss Johnson, that's my watch, all right.
Well, don't worry about it, Sergeant. I'll hold it for you.
Yes, ma'am. You do that. I'll be right down.
Again.
Good morning, Private. May I help you?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I was just looking. Thank you anyways. Sergeant Carter? Corporal Ball?
Company B, Sergeant Carter. Oh, hi, Bunny. What? Well, like I said, 7 o'clock. Is that okay? No hints. You're gonna have to wait till dinner to find out. And tonight, we're gonna celebrate in style. We ain't gonna drink no birthday toast with just beer. Tonight, we're going all the way. A bottle of Muscatel. Okay. See you later, baby doll. Bye. Bunny's just dying to know what the present is. Wait till you see it, boy. It'll knock your eyes out. It's got real diamonds on the face. Okay, boy, what is this? Some kind of gag or something?
What are you talking about? I just came in, remember?
Oh, yeah. Boy, if this don't beat everything, it's gone. Just like that, just like it had legs. Company B, Sergeant Carter.
Hello, Sergeant. You did it again. Your watch. I found it right where you left it.
But that's impossible. Are you sure? And maybe some new ones came in when you were out.
Look, Sergeant, I don't know if you're playing games with me, but this is definitely the watch I sold you. We won't have another one in like it for a month.
Well, how about that?
And then I take it you do want the watch after all.
Oh, yeah. You kidding? I'll be right down. And this time I'll guard it with my life. Bye. Boyle, look at me. Do I look normal to you? Not just my face, but the way I've been acting, the way I've been talking?
What's going on, Sarge?
No, I'll tell you later. Right now I'm going to get the watch. I'll be right back.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, sir, he's here. It's a chaplain. He wants to talk to you.
The chaplain? I wonder what he wants. Yes, sir, Chaplain. This is Sergeant Carter.
Sergeant Carter, how are you? Well, good. Look, I wonder if you could do me a rather big favor.
Well, sure, Chaplain, if I can. Of course, you understand I spend most of my Sundays off the base.
You can relax, Sergeant. For once, it has nothing to do with trying to get you to attend one of my services.
Oh.
Actually, I'd like to see you in my office right away, if you can arrange it. Something's come up, and I'd like to talk to you about it.
Yes, sir. See you in about 5 minutes, sir? Fine, sir. See you then.
What does he want?
Who knows? One of our ugly ducklings got himself a little problem, I guess, and the chaplain just wants to see the mother hen.
You want me to pick up that watch for you?
Oh, no. As soon as I'm through with the chaplain, I'll get it myself.
Hey, Sarge, maybe while you're with the chaplain, he can take the curse off the watch.
You're sure now that you saw him taking it?
I'm just sick about Sergeant Carter carrying on like this.
You're absolutely certain now. You're sure that it wasn't someone else who took the watch?
Oh, no, sir. It was him, all right. I seen him just as clear as day both times. And each time I seen him, all I could say was, holy cow. I mean, just plain cow, sir.
It's hard to believe that he'd actually stoop to... Well, you and I know that Sergeant Carter is no thief.
Of course he ain't. Something must be driving him. I heard him say how desperate he was.
Well, I have no reason to doubt you, Gomer. I've never known you to lie.
And I sure never would when it comes to Sergeant Carter. I only want to help him.
Very well. Just leave it to me.
Sir, if you don't mind a suggestion, a little inspiration from the good book always goes a long way in cases like this.
Thank you.
You might try chapter 5 of Matthew, verse 13. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt loses its strength, how can it be made salt again?
Yes, well, thanks for the suggestion.
Or maybe chapter 6 of Matthew. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is sound, then your whole body will be light. But if your eye is unsound, then your body will be dark.
Yes, well, I know that one also.
And that sure ought to ring a bell with Sergeant Carter, seeing as how he got in this whole mess when his eye fell on that watch.
Thank you. Well, I think you can rest assured that I'll find the right words when the time comes.
Another real good one is Luke chapter 8, verse 17. Nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest.
Yes.
Or John chapter 8, verse 32. The truth shall make you free.
Thank you.
You know what would really be good? Revelation 10.
Now, as you're well aware, man is an imperfect animal. And because he's imperfect, he must be constantly on guard against being tempted down the wrong path. Do you understand what I'm getting at, Sergeant?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir.
Under certain stress and tension, we're apt to do things which normally we'd never do at all. Of course, that doesn't mean we're beyond redemption.
Oh, of course not, sir.
A person who is basically good can be sure that the people around him, the people who admire and respect him, will forgive and forget.
You mean you want to make a withdrawal?
Yes, ma'am.
Private Gomer Pyle. I don't mean to be prying, but what is this for?
Ma'am?
Well, you know we hate to have any of our boys withdraw a single dime unless they have a very good reason. You know what they say about a penny saved.
Yes, ma'am, I know, but this is important. I need it for a friend who's in real trouble.
I see. Well, that's very loyal. However, I do feel that it's my duty to tell you that you're going to lose a whole lot of interest.
Please, ma'am, I'm in a real big rush.
All right.
It's certainly your decision. 20, 40, 60, 70. Are you sure you wouldn't like to discuss this matter with Mr. Glick, our branch manager?
As the good book says, you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its strength, how can it be made salt again?
Well, I see you're back again.
Yes, ma'am, and I know just what I want.
Well, good.
That lady's watch right there. The square one with the little diamonds in it.
Oh, yes, that's a lovely watch. You're going to make somebody very happy with this.
Well, I sure hope so. And here's your $70, ma'am. You don't even have to wrap it. I'll take it just like it is. And thank you, ma'am.
Or Luke, chapter 8. Nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest.
You're right, sir.
You do see the wisdom.
Oh, sure. It's as clear as a bell. Is that all, sir?
Yes, I think so. Well, I'm certainly glad we didn't have to get into the specifics of this little matter.
Oh, me too, sir.
Thank you for coming by, Sergeant.
Oh, well, it was all my pleasure, sir. And thank you for calling me. What was that all about?
Yes, Sergeant, may I help you?
Well, I'm not sure. Is Miss Johnson here?
No, I'm sorry. She went to lunch.
Oh. Well, she must have put it aside for me.
Put what aside?
A watch for a Sergeant Carter? That's me. I bought it this morning.
No, I don't think so. At least Miss Johnson didn't mention it to me.
But she called me. She distinctly said it was here. I left it on the counter.
I'm sorry. I know there's nothing in the back. Unless maybe it's in the case here.
No, never mind. Just forget it. Forget it. I know she called me. It was a second man she called me. I brought the watch back here and I put it in the drawer. Then the major calls me, so I went over to the major's office.
What's that?
I came back here, and Miss Johnson called. She
Something
said
wrong?
Huh? Oh, never mind. Just tell me where the aspirin.
In your top drawer, I think.
Okay, now leave me in peace. Just leave me in peace. What is this?
A watch.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm not just seeing things. It does have two little hands and goes tick-tock, tick-tock. How about feet? Maybe it has teeny little feet, too, so it can keep finding its way back from the PX.
Company B, Corporal Boyle. Oh, yes, ma'am. Just a second, please. It's Miss Johnson again over at the PX. 10 to 1, she's calling. I'll tell you that you called before by mistake. It was someone else's watch all the time.
I'd sure like to think so. This is Sergeant Carter speaking.
Oh, Sergeant, I'm so sorry about what happened.
Oh, yeah? Well, we all make mistakes.
Well, it was all my fault.
Oh, well, you don't have to apologize.
Well, you see, when I went to lunch, I forgot completely about putting your watch aside for you.
My watch?
Yes. I just found out that Mrs. Healy, she's our other sales clerk, sold it to someone else while I was gone. Well, you can't imagine how badly I felt when I came back and she told me that a Sergeant Carter was in asking about his watch.
My watch? She sold my watch to somebody else?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sergeant. You just don't know how I feel, especially since there's no possible way of getting it back. Naturally, we'll return your deposit.
Miss Johnson, listen to me. Stay right where you are. I'll be right there.
Now what?
I'm going over to the PX and get this whole thing straightened out before somebody comes here and throws a net over. Not now, Pyle, not now.
Where's Sergeant Carter going in such a hurry?
To the PX.
The PX with the watch?
Yeah. What do you know about it?
Well, he don't have to. Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter?
What do you want?
Well, Sergeant, I wasn't going to say anything, but now I guess I'm going to have to. You don't have to return that watch.
Huh?
I'm glad you was going to. Am I ever glad? But you don't have to return it now on account it's paid for.
What are you talking about?
It's paid for and my heart is light, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, it ain't. You're gonna say a lot more, Pyle. A lot more.
Please don't make me say any more, Sergeant.
You won't have to. Maybe the lady can tell me. Ma'am, have you ever seen this guy before?
That's him. That's the one I sold the watch to.
I knew it. I knew it had to be something crazy. Why, Pyle? Why? Why did you come in here and buy this watch, huh?
Well, Sergeant, I really don't know how to say this.
Pyle!
Well, I knew how desperate you was, and I just didn't want to see you get into any trouble.
Huh?
That's right. I just couldn't stand idly by and watch you. I just couldn't stand idly by and watch you steal it.
What?
The watch, Sergeant. You didn't see me, but this morning, I saw you when you put it in your pocket. And, well, that's the reason that I took it out of your drawer and I snuck it back on the counter like this.
Pyle. Pyle.
I know, Sergeant. I know what you're going to say. I had no right spying on you like that. But, well, I did it for your own sake. I really did. I knew you'd thank me for it later. You know, it's like it says in the good book. You are the salt of the earth. That's Matthew chapter 5.
Salt of the earth. The chaplain. You're the one that had the chaplain call me?
Well, I didn't have anybody else I could turn to, Sergeant. You're not angry with me, are you?
Pyle, you knucklehead. I didn't steal that watch. I bought it. You hear? I bought it.
You did? Well, glory be. Now my heart's lighter than ever. Why, Sergeant, I should have known that you never would have done anything like that. Ladies, I just can't tell you how happy I feel right this minute, because you know who just walked out that door? The salt of the earth. I don't know why I would ever think you would.
Where's the watch?
I'm really sorry, Sergeant. I should have known you never would take anything that didn't belong to you.
Pyle, from now on, do me a favor, will you? Don't do me any more favors.
I don't blame you for being mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just a little surprised at you. Would I ever steal anything, Pyle? Would I? Well, anyway, forget it. All I want to do right now is get this watch over to Bunny's before anything else happens.
Are you sure you got it now?
Oh, don't worry. I got it. There.
Why did you get two watches?
I don't know. I must have picked this one up when I went back for Bunny's. I'd better get it back right away. Don't tell the chaplain. Whatever you do, don't tell the chaplain.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. May I help you?
You sure can. I had in mind getting a present for this young lady I know. Tomorrow will be a whole full year since we met, and I thought it might be nice to sort of remember the date.
Just what did you have in mind?
Well, I thought a friendship ring might be nice, and maybe we could inscribe some initials on it. GP to LAP. That's Lou Ann Poopy. That's her name. And in case you're interested, the GP stands for Gomer Pyle. That's me.
Yes. Well, if you'll step over this way, sir. Have a seat. I think we can help you. Now, suppose we start off with one of these.
Ooh, that's the prettiest thing I ever did see. Golly, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to choose the right one.
And then, might I suggest... Now, this has a classic simplicity and is suitable for all occasions.
Oh, Shazam. That don't take a feller's breath away. How much is it?
Only $5.50. Plus tax, of course.
$5.50. Well, I don't know. Of course, it's only a token, but I wouldn't want Lou Ann to think I was cheap. Do you have anything a little more expensive?
Oh, yes, certainly. Now, let me see. Oh, how about this one? It's an exquisite import from Italy. And it's only $7.50.
$7.50? I'll take it.
Splendid. Oh, you're paying cash, sir?
Yes, sir, I always do. Here you go.
But it's $10.
That's right, $7.50 plus tax. That should cover it, shouldn't it?
$750 means $750.
Mercy.
The only thing we have here for $7.50 is one of our calendars.
$750 is just a little bit more than I wanted to spend. If it wouldn't hurt your feelings, sir, would you mind if I looked around somewhere else?
Oh, not at all, sir.
Well, that's very kind of you. I know how terrible you must feel losing a customer.
Oh, don't mention it.
Well, goodbye, and if I ever need a calendar, I'll come back, and I'll be sure and ask for you. $750.
Hey, you, Marine.
You speaking to me?
Yeah. Don't tell me. I'm telling you. You didn't find what you want in there, right?
Golly, how'd you know?
Simple. Everything in there is overpriced. So, I want you to listen to something. Know what that is?
You're knocking on the hood.
Wrong. That's not me knocking. That's opportunity.
I think I know you.
Huh?
Of course, you're Friendly Freddy. I remember. I'm Gomer Pyle. You remember me? We've done business before.
We have? Nice talking to you, fella. See you around.
Don't you remember you sold me a wristwatch?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm only the middleman. You better take your complaint to the manufacturer, Lyle.
It's Pyle, and I'm not complaining.
Huh?
It was a pretty good watch while it lasted, and besides, it wasn't a total loss.
It wasn't?
No, I'm still using the written guarantee as a bookmark.
Good thinking, Homer.
It's Gomer.
Yeah, Gomer. Tell me, Gomer, what were you doing in Fairchild's?
Oh, well, I was looking to buy a friendship ring for my girl, Lou-Ann Poovey.
Did you say friendship ring?
Yeah, why?
Is that a coincidence? That's how I got my name, Friendly Freddy, the friendship ring specialist. Come over here, man. I want to show you something. Just step into my showroom, huh? Look at this. Anything your little heart desires. Radios, clocks, perfumes. Here. Here's an imported perfume, a whole quart for only $4.
Well, I was only interested in friendship rings.
That's right, friendship rings. Friendship rings. Here we are. Genuine pearl and a white gold handmade set. Notice I didn't say cultured, I said genuine pearl.
Golly, that must really be expensive.
In there it's expensive. You know why? Plush carpets, fancy fixtures, astronomical rent. That all adds up. Now you take me on the other hand. I just put a dime on the meter and I'm set for the day. Which is why I can let you have this ring at a considerable reduction.
Well, I don't care what the reduction is. I'm still sure I can't afford it.
Believe me, Pyle, you can afford it. Why, guess how little it'll cost you. Just guess.
Well, I'm afraid to guess, because if it's more than $12...
Good guess.
I can get a real genuine pearl ring for $12?
Okay. Don't take my word for it. Take it into that fancy store. Let them tell you. I'll wait right here. I mean, if there's any question about my honesty.
Oh, well, it's not that, Mr. Freddy. Believe me. It's just that I know nobody can make a living selling a genuine real pearl ring for $12.
Believe me, Pyle, I can make a living doing it. And just to show you my heart's in the right place, I'll take this used floor sample back and let you have this brand new, identical ring at no increase in price.
Golly. Well, I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you, Mr. Freddy.
Oh, you just did, Pyle. Yeah. Pyle, if you still want that perfume for your girl for Christmas, I'll hold it for you. It'll keep.
It'll keep.
You shouldn't have. You absolutely shouldn't have. It's the first time in my life I've ever gotten a friendship ring, the very first time. And it's beautiful, Gomer, just beautiful. And it fits perfectly. Actually, pearls are my very favorite. And now to think I have a pearl ring all my own. I never dreamed I'd get anything like this. Wait till I tell the girls in the store. They'll die. They'll just simply die. Oh, Gomer. Words fail me.
Do you like it, Lou-Ann?
Oh, I do. I just hope you didn't spend too much money for it.
Oh, don't worry about that. I got a real good buy on it, and it's a genuine pearl.
Genuine?
Yes, ma'am, a real genuine pearl, and it's brand new. Not one of those used floor samples.
Oh, Gomer. I just don't know how to thank you.
Golly, Lou-Ann, your friendship's all the thanks that I'll ever need.
Well, Gomer, this ring will forever cement our friendship. And I promise you, nothing will ever make me take it off. Just nothing.
I tell you, Harry, it's a bull market. Watches, transistor radios, everything's selling like hotcakes. Which reminds me, you better order another dozen of them pearl rings.
12 more pearl rings, huh? Oh, I forget which model you had. Let me see the sample, huh?
Maybe you better make it 2 dozen. I'm considering running a fire sale.
Wait a minute, Freddie. This ain't the sample.
What are you talking about?
The sample, stupid. The real thing we use is a come-on. This ain't it. It's one of them $2 phonies you palm off on the suckers.
You gotta be kidding, Harry.
Freddie, baby, when it comes to money, I don't kid nobody. You must have sold the wrong ring.
But that's impossible. I couldn't make a mistake like that.
Sweetheart, take my word for it. You made a mistake like that.
The only question is, who'd I sell it to?
Now, wait a minute. When we met yesterday, you had the real McCoy. Now, how many of these rings have you sold since then?
Just one. To Pyle.
Well, and whoever this Pyle character is, he's got the legit piece. Ah, Freddie, baby, you made an expensive mistake. For a few measly bucks, you sold a $500 ring that don't even belong to you. No sweat, Freddie. You meet me here Thursday with the 500, the boss will call everything even.
But, Harry, I haven't got 500. I don't know where I can get it.
Well, in that case, we go to alternate plan B. The boss comes up with a small loan to pay for a very cheap funeral.
Pyle! Hey, Pyle!
Well, hey, Mr. Freddie, what brings you out here?
Pyle, there's no place in this whole wide world too far for me when there's a mission of mercy to perform.
Mission of mercy?
Yeah. Will you quit marching and stand still so I can explain?
Sorry, Mr. Freddie, I'm on duty. If I stop, I'd get in real big trouble.
Oh, in that case, don't quit marching. I'll just move along with you. Pyle, something's happened. It's about that ring I sold to your girl, Sue Ann.
Luann?
Yeah. Well, I only an hour ago learned that it ain't what I told you it was. I'm grieved to say that ring is worthless.
It is?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. What should have been at least a $500 pearl turns out to be worth maybe $2 at the most.
Well, how could that be?
I just learned from my importer there's been an epidemic in the South Seas, and it's affecting all the oysters.
Yes?
Yeah, they think it's a bomb, but they're not sure. Anyway, it's a kind of deep-sea kidney trouble. Instead of producing the genuine article, all they come up with is pearl-colored stones.
Well, that's a shame. Those poor oysters, all that work for nothing.
Oh, don't worry about them, Pyle. They're fast healers. I'm worried about you. You are a victim of an unfortunate mistake of nature, and I ain't gonna let that happen.
Off foot, Mr. Freddie. I don't feel like the victim of nothing. That ring's still the prettiest thing I ever did see, honest.
It ain't prettier than this one. Yeah, and I insist you take it and give me the other one back. This is a pre-epidemic pearl from a healthy kidney.
I wouldn't think of it. You know what Luann said? She said nothing would ever make her take that off her finger.
Pyle, please, if I don't get the ring back, I won't be able to live with myself.
But, Mr. Freddie, friendship rings ain't like other kinds of rings. Once you put it on your finger, why, if you was to take it off, it might bring bad luck.
Pyle, please, why don't we meet later, huh? Like when you're off duty? I mean, carrying that heavy rifle and all this hot sun, you just don't know what you're saying.
Why, we can meet any place you like. There ain't a soul on this earth that could ever force me to give that ring back. Well, take that back. There is one person, but I don't see why he'd ever ask me.
Who is it?
My sergeant, Sergeant Carter.
You mean you'd do it if your sergeant asked you?
I suppose, but I don't see why he ever would. Not a thing like this.
What'd you say the name of your sergeant was?
Sergeant Carter. You remember him. You sold him a fur piece last year for his girlfriend. I don't think he was too satisfied with it, though. It kind of fell apart.
Oh, that's Sergeant Carter.
Mr. Freddie, what are you doing up there?
I'm breaking into a military reservation. Shoot me. End it all. Shoot me. Sergeant Carter?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Well, you don't know me, but I am here about one of your men, Gomer Pyle.
Pyle?
Yeah. Well, it's been a terrible mistake, and in the interest of fair play, I thought maybe you might help me straighten it out.
Say, do I know you from someplace?
No, I never been there. Let me explain. I met Pyle on the street yesterday.
It's funny, I could swear you look familiar to me.
Well, a lot of people say that. I guess I got that kind of face. And Pyle...
You?
And me, have we met, Sergeant?
Have we met, he says. What's the matter? You sell so many phony furs you forget who your customers are?
Furs?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Friendly Freddy. Fox furs. The kind that fall apart on the dance floor 30 minutes after you give them to your best girl.
Believe me, I'm an innocent victim. There was an epidemic among foxes. What a year. You never saw so many bald foxes. Boy, you'll never know how bad I felt.
I'll bet. And how about that $50 refund you gave me that turned out to be counterfeit?
That was counterfeit?
Yeah.
How do you like that? It must have been a bad year for $50 bills, too. See, it didn't even happen to the government.
Get out of here.
No, wait a minute, Sarge. Really, only yesterday, I sold Pyle the wrong ring. I gave him a $2 ring and charged him $12. I begged him to let me make it up to him, but he wouldn't let me.
Sure you did.
Oh, it's the truth, Sarge. Honest. I couldn't sleep all night knowing what I did to that boy. A Marine, serving his country, losing hard-earned money. Oh, if he'd only let me make it up to him.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
Sarge, would I come to you, hat in hand, if I was lying? I want to give Pyle something, not sell him. And I was hoping that you would help me get that worthless ring back.
Okay. You sold him a $2 ring for $10? Then give me the $10 difference and I'll see that he gets it.
I'm a little flat right now, Sarge.
How about merchandise? You got any rings?
Huh?
Rings, like the one that you sold Pyle. If they're worth $2, then give me 5 of them and you'll be square.
Listen, Sarge.
5 of them.
You go try to be nice to people. Oh, how wrong my mother was.
Oh, Gomer, this is just all too much. Well, first my beautiful ring, and then tonight the jade claw.
And it ain't exactly over with yet. There's one more teensy-weensy little surprise.
Oh, Gomer, what can I say? You certainly know how to sweep a girl off her feet.
Well, make a wish. Go. Let's dance.
So, that's the whole scam. You got till tomorrow at 12 noon to get the $500, or you can start looking for a new boyfriend, Stella.
Gee, Freddie, honey, are you sure they really mean business?
Uh-huh. Stella, these boys are big league. You don't walk around owing them money and walk around for long.
Why don't we just not even talk about it, huh? Why don't we have ourselves a big ball tonight, and let's not even think about it?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Tomorrow I die, so today, nothing's too good. 2 beers.
What is it? You look like you saw a ghost.
Not a ghost, baby. A chance for me to bail out of this mess. Huh? No, forget it. Look, I gotta get that ring back, right? But I'm gonna need your help to do it.
But, Freddie, honey, I don't know what you're talking about.
Stella, yours is not the reason why. Yours is but to shut up and listen. Oh, excuse me, I didn't see where I was. But no, I don't believe it. It isn't my old friend and customer, Gomer Pyle.
Hey, Mr. Freddie. Luann, this is the gentleman I bought the ring from. Mr. Freddie, this is...
Don't tell me, let me guess. From her obvious grace and charm, this has to be the special young lady you were raving about. Joanne?
Luann.
Sure, Luann. I always get a little tongue-tied when I'm in the presence of such outstanding beauty. Would you mind if I steal her away for a little dance?
Well, go right ahead. It's fine with me, if you don't mind, Luann.
Oh, I don't mind at all, Gomer.
Enjoying your first anniversary party?
This is just about the happiest night in my entire life.
No wonder. That ring looks just beautiful on you. But I must say, Gomer's taste in jewelry is second only to his taste in beautiful girls.
Why, thank you. Did you say girls? Like in the plural sense?
Yeah, why? Just a slip of the tongue. You know, you're a little different than I pictured you.
I am?
Yeah, when Gomer bought this ring and said it was for you, I don't know, I thought you'd be a brunette like the others.
Others?
Well, what'd I say?
Well, you said others. What did you mean by that?
Oh, nothing, believe me. Besides, what Gomer does with the rings he buys is none of my business.
You said rings, like in the plural sense again. Just what are you insinuating?
Oh, now, miss, there's a code in the jewelry business. The relationship between customer and salesman is sacred, like between a doctor and a patient.
Well, if you don't mind, I have had quite enough dancing for now. And I've also had enough idle gossip, because I don't believe a word you said.
Go to it, baby.
How was the dance?
Oh, it was all right.
Gomer, baby. Hey, if you ain't a sight for sore eyes.
Ma'am, I don't think I've had the pleasure.
It's me, Stella. Don't you remember? Now do you remember?
No, ma'am. Fact is, I've never laid eyes on you before in my whole life.
Okay, have it your own way. You don't know me. And I suppose you never gave me this either.
Gomer, that ring, it's just like the one you gave me.
But, Luann, there's been a terrible mistake. I never give a friendship ring to anybody but you, honest.
Cigars, cigarettes. See you Thursday night as usual, Gomer, sweetie.
Other one.
Honest, Luann, I've never seen either of them ladies before in my life. You do believe me, don't you?
Gomer, I just don't know what to believe.
But you just gotta. And honest, I never bought more than one friendship ring to give away in my whole life.
Oh, hi, Pyle, Luann.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, I didn't know you was here.
Yeah, we just stopped by for a couple of beers. Well, I see you.
Honest, Luann.
Wait a minute. Keep it going, honey. I'll be right back. You know, I knew there was something I wanted to see you about. I've been carrying these around with me all day. Here, these are for you.
Friendship rings? What in the world will I ever do with them?
Well, easy. Just find 5 more friends and give them away.
Luann, this is getting more complicated by the minute. I plain just don't know what's going on.
Well, that makes 2 of us. I'm just so confused and humiliated that I don't know what to think. But until you come up with some logical explanation, I'll just have to give you back your ring.
What's the matter, Pyle? She giving the ring back?
Please, Luann, I don't know any more about this than you do.
May I help you, honey?
Ready?
Oh.
Big Harry said I'd probably find you here.
Just one more second. I'm that close.
I think we better do this outside where it's nice and quiet.
Asylum. Can I get political asylum in this club? Stella, you got such a big mouth. Now all of a sudden you're quiet. Scream a little. Stella, scream a little. Have a hard party. Another 5 seconds and I would have had this whole thing straightened out. Harry, don't shoot, Harry. Don't shoot.
Who can shoot?
Hey, what's going on?
We're from the DA's office. We're taking you in as a material witness. You're going to testify against Big Harry.
Testify? What'd he do?
Nothing except make suckers out of a dozen other guys like you in this town with these rings. You see, there never were any genuine rings. There was never any boss either. Harry made the whole thing up just so he could swindle you suckers out of $500 a crack. Let's go.
I'm shocked. Shocked and disappointed that there could be such dishonesty and conniving among men of goodwill.
Car, Freddie.
Luann, please, wait just a minute. Wait. Mr. Freddie, please. I don't know what went on in there, but would you please explain to Luann that I only brought the one friendship ring?
I'll do better than that. I'll tell the whole truth. See, I thought that ring was worth a lot more, and I tried to get you to give it back. And that girl bit, it was all a knack. Hey, I told the truth. It feels good. Hurts a little, but it feels good. The DA's office.
Oh, Gomer, how could I have ever thought you'd give a ring like this to anybody else?
Why, Luann, That came off just as easy.
It comes off easy when you want it to.
Well, it's not the usual quality that we're accustomed to here at Fairchild's, but it has a certain value. I'd appraise it at roughly $25.
$25? Well, that's a whole lot more than I paid for it. Appears we got a bargain after all.
I still don't care what it costs, Gomer. I just love it no matter what.
Well, after all the confusion, it's good to know what it's really worth. Thank you very much, sir. And I hadn't forgotten about your calendars. I'll keep them in mind. Bye.
Hi there.
Well, hey.
Don't tell me you're shopping again. What is it you're looking for this time? An engagement ring?
No, we was just in there having Luann's ring appraised. And do you know it's worth a lot more than the $2 you said? It's worth $25.
$25?
So it turns out you gave us a real good deal after all. Thanks a lot, and it's really been nice doing business with you.
Well, yeah, wait a minute now. If you're really looking for a bargain, I got a ring that's better than that one. And I'd be willing to make an even exchange. I'll tell you what.
50,000
আপনি নিজের চোখে দেখেছেন?
হ্যাঁ, আমি নিজের চোখে দেখলাম যে লোকমান সাহেবের কাছ থেকে জামাল 50,000 টাকা নিল।
ভিডিও করেছেন?
না, ভিডিও ক্যামেরা তো আমার কাছে ছিল না।
কেন? আপনার মোবাইলে ভিডিও ক্যামেরা আছে না? সেটা দিয়ে ভিডিও করবেন।
না বাবা, আমার মোবাইলে তো এই অপশনটা নাই।
মন্ডল সাহেব, আমি কিন্তু সে ফকিরগিরি একদম পছন্দ করি না। আজকে বিকেলের মধ্যে আপনি একটা ভিডিও ক্যামেরা সহ মোবাইল সেট কিনবেন।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে।
কোনো ঠিক নেই। আপনি যে কিনবেন না সেটা আমি খুব ভালো করে জানি। আপনি আমাকে 10,000 টাকা দেবেন, আমি নিজে গিয়ে আপনার জন্য একটা ভিডিও ক্যামেরা সহ মোবাইল সেট কিনে দেব।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, সেটা নয় হবে, কিন্তু তার আগে ঘটনাটা তো শুনবেন।
আমি ঘটনা বুঝে গেছি। ওরা এখন কোথায়?
আরে ওরা তো এখন বাইরে কথা বলছে, সেটা দেখেই তো আমি ভিতরে আসলাম।
এখন আমরা কি করব?
আচ্ছা আপনি ম্যাডামকে একটা ফোন করেন।
ম্যাডামকে ফোন? না 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 না, ম্যাডামকে ফোন করতে পারবো না। উনি তো ফোনের মধ্যে আমাকে বকাঝকা শুরু করবেন আর প্রমাণ চেয়ে বসবেন। আমি কি ফোনে প্রমাণ দিতে পারবো?
ও তাহলে আর একটা কাজ করি। আচ্ছা আপনি আপনার ডেস্কে গিয়ে বসে থাকেন এবং একদম নড়বেন না।
তাতে লাভ?
আরে ম্যাডাম আসা মাত্রই আপনি তাকে ঘটনাটা বলতে পারবেন। আর আমি একটু আসি।
আপনি আবার কোথায় যাচ্ছেন?
মিষ্টি আনতে। মিষ্টি?
মিষ্টি কেন?
কি আশ্চর্য, কেন বুঝতে পারছেন না যে ম্যাডাম জিএম স্যারকে এত বিশ্বাস করে, তাকে বিশ্বাস করে শর্টলিস্ট কমিটির চেয়ারম্যান বানিয়ে দিল, আর আমাদের কথা বিশ্বাসই করে না। এখন ধরা খেতে যাচ্ছেন। সেই খুশিতে আমরা একটু মিষ্টি মুখ করবো না?
অবশ্যই অবশ্যই মিষ্টি মুখ করবো, কিন্তু আপনি তো আবার 2 টাকা বাঁচানোর জন্য দেখা যায় পচা একটা মিষ্টি দোকানে ঢুকে পড়েছেন।